What to say? Oh, GBR not finding the wall stun though on the backside. Restia trying to drop as much damage as he can onto GBR, bring it down to a 2v1. Does manage to do so, and with that, I don't know if Fuichu
rare misses coming out from Fuichu, yeah.
Restia is just resting and playing their namesake. Gets the rest off, gets a lot of health back, and with that, I'm pretty sure Alonso just let's for Fuichu here. And yeah, big beefy win. Get an objective after everything's said and done. Meanwhile, in the Rift, we have Schoolmeal Remo with Kaniacs, Nikki and Nissa jumping forward. Big Q from Lilypell, that bullseye, doing a lot of damage on this Amp Bow. Yamla on the front. Wolfestall is popped. With that, Lilypell and Miyake playing the corridor. They're getting a little worried here. The Twin Rush comes forward. Yamla tries to get 4 forward on the backside of Miyake, but fortunately, they're able to stay safe, bring this down to a 2-on-2. Nikki and Nissa trying to finish off the Corpse of Ropes here. Mia in trouble here as Weiss is laying the beatdown. The Johan beatdown. Can we get 1 Q? 1 Q for the one-time Weiss? Yes, sir, we can. But on the other side of the fight, Yamla losing out against Nikki and Nissa. But now that's down to a 2-on-2. They do have the ability. Oh my goodness, the healing win, the Q, the healing coming on to Yamla. Need damage in as many sources as they can get when they drop Chibiark and Gracewell in there. Chibiark, 3-man. Oh my god!
Goat!
To find any sort of angle when they have even just that little sliver of a wall, using all the safety drones they can to rest up. Sky's the limit.
Asherburst is still going to be down though, I think.
Yeah, I believe it is still down. Yeah, 15 seconds, so big cooldown there. Raven Bergier losing half of his health on the approach. Right out the gate, timer advantage in the favor of Counterspell, the taunt coming through onto Miyane, so they find the first kill. Speak stepping up to the plate, getting a lot of damage out. Viper trying to return fire here. Oh my goodness, Counterspell is just so proving.
For the Jackie to make any kind of play.
Yeah, 100% hit the hammer right on the nail there, or the nail on the head as they say. Internet Rap looking for Else on the backside. Pure Age uppercut connects, but there's no follow-up as the Echoes of the Earth comes down to Stereo. Does find the kill. The Stereo getting a reset, looking for more here, but they go 1 for 1 as Internet Rap falls. Queen ready, looking, finds. Oh, Else trying to get the revive here, or Kuno rather, on the Else on the backside of Stereo. Yeah, he just loses 1v1. I mean, Lissa Scholar's at a point where he is actually no slouch in the damage department and can deal with a Jackie, as showcased there. And now, oh my, yeah, see that? Dino Dance also in the Rift, surprise, surprise against Best Friends here. Nixara going in, getting a lot of damage down up front here. IU getting kind of chunked as the health attack stat is forced out, but look at Zoe on the backside, losing half of her health, even a little more now. Nazimi landing a lot of damage. Zoe forced the blink towards the bush, and they find a kill on the IU, the 3v2 advantage state for Best Friends here. Big root from Nazimi, but Nixara and Titanium Pancakes putting a lot of pressure on him. Zoe hates herself back in the fray now, looking to try and take out Nazimi. Good root from Nazimi to keep Zoe away from him. Nazimi is playing his ranges so well right now, but it is still a 3v2 at the end of the day. And look at Best Friends has a lot of timer left as well. They're able to play outside the zone. They find the kill onto Nixara though, bringing it down to a 2-on-2. Zoe, oh, it's close. Titanium Pancakes does have a lot of timer. Look, oh, Striker landing the Dimensional Strike, finds the gap, was on Titanium Pancakes, loops over towards Zoe on the tail end of the fight. Here in the temp zone, interesting. Naglfar looking for an angle. Look at Alethea on the flank. They gotta open up 12th Shrimp. If they don't find a way to 12th Shrimp, it's not gonna go well for them. Striking Tiger goes wide. Look at Zelius. He's the main focus right now, but they don't manage to assassinate him. Yeah, 12th Shrimp has had free reign. Alethea finally goes down. So does Zelius. So now down to a 2-on-2, but this Yumin is still alive. But oh, Blair almost goes down.
Yumin gets 2 melees though. I think he wins out.
Yeah, no, 100%. He's been unchecked this fight. The person they had to worry about most in this fight is the person they left alive. 12th Shrimp was able to make a lot happen here. Now dodging out, good. Dodges on that so MSGK doesn't get a reset. And look at the timer situation as well. The time is going to matter.
If you have a support to enable it, it could definitely do some dividends. I do think that the damage reduction can be pretty helpful in Bitterret though, for sure. Oh, we are going to see a little bit of an engagement. Eug's going to find his way into the backline, but Didn't end up getting much. 9 Cash is going to reactivate that play to get on top of Starby. Does go a little behind on that route, and it's going to be EU going down first. I mean, it's a South America gap. It's looking like as the Jacqueline Acre coming down from Viper. Viper's going to be able to probably take out 9 Cash on the back end of this as soon as that dash is open. But Striker's making an absolute mess of them, outplaying both Starby and Miane on the back end of that.
Here does find it. IU's also in the area though. Meanwhile, down in Factory, Viper stepping forward, trying to find Raven Bergier, but not going to be able to make it happen. Starby now in a 3v1 finds a kill onto Speaks, looking at Raven Bergier now. Big play from Starby. Ooh, was Red Flake with the Blue Viper to bring things back, or the Snake Bite rather. But here comes Miane on a respawn, and with that, it's going to be Sky's the Limit going on a break from Counterspell. Starby 3v1 in a dream, making it happen. Damage came up out front, but there was just a bit of a lack of a... What is this? What? Oh my... Okay, Berserkers, we're gonna join the fray here. Eclipse is on Squirtle on the backs of a Squirtle.
Oh, absolutely.
Put out the ones.
By the way, but...
Yes, and now J-Tang is the only carry left here, but fortunately, Delinko is also down 2v1. Oh, what am I saying? That's Actor that's alive. They're both carries. What am I on about?
They're all carries, honestly.
Carries. They're all carries. What the? Why did I think Actor? Oh, because of the last. It's fine. It's fine. Important cooldowns. 9 now with the Plague available once more. We'll see what he tries to do. I'd imagine it's just going to be Nimrod's Gate. That has to be the ticket in. One gets dropped. IU's going to take it. Skyward Strike over towards J-Tang, but it goes wide. Now IU in a bit of trouble. Squirtle gets taken down so quickly. Gets left on the front side of the fight. Actor playing the corridor. Almost takes out IU, but he manages to live. And now it's down to a 2v3. Timers ticking for trigger. They have to approach this tiny Chronosphere. And with that, Dino Dance is going to win out. So they should be able to...
Do you think Nazimi is prepared for the Wisu damage? As we do see the signature fireball come out, Root coming out. Root is going to use that blast energy field for a pretty big disengagement tool. 9 Cash is really deep in the backline. Is going to be able to land that fear. I don't think the heli attack stat is going to come out in time.
Eclipse.
Oh
no.
And I mean, Eclipse could actually do a lot of work now, but I mean, with the double single target damage, the first stack stun comes out onto the likes of Wokes, and Wokes is actually going to lose out on this DPS check eventually. Striker doesn't have a lot of timer though. Wisu was getting picked up because they had the Terminate. I think Wisu like alt-tab because he thought...
I just thought he was dead.
In so many of these fights, he's just controlling and dictating the pace of the fight throughout
look at Nazimi.
Well, this is a crazy flank. Namja, are you ready for this though? No, gonna get knocked up. The exclusive is gonna get forced out, but it is gonna be a totem also forced out solo by Nazimi. Nazimi is doing so much work on this backline. Is Wolf's gonna go down? Nazimi is 1v9, man. Like, what is going on?
Oh, no way. That's crazy.
This guy's the GOAT.
Finds the flank onto Nangja, forcing out the exclusive, the monkey wire, everything out of Nangja.
And then 1v2.
9 is able to capitalize on it. No. Yeah, but Starby did use Blink, so that is one thing going for Remo Rising. Oh, the Grandfather Clock. This is actually going to give them some extra timer as well out here. So
and the cooldowns. Now they actually have the ultimates back up.
Yeah, so very big pickup for them. Oh, it's so hard to push forward into Counterspell without taking too much damage, though. Lolking going to have his solar system popped, so he's going to lose out on that shield. And he's just not able to push forward. He's got to go in. Oh, he's going to try and get onto Starby here, but the Echoes of the Earth. Oh, Magnetic Storm on the backside catches Miane and Starby. But look at Astrolac and Sakura. They've taken so much damage. They don't have the range to contest against Katya and Eva.
People are split farming. Trigger definitely got to watch out a little bit. Hello?
Is this like bait? What is this?
This is only oh, the bait worked.
I don't know if it's the bait, but like I like that.
I played it a couple times on ladder. I don't know if it's good because you have to take 2 force cores as Lenny, but I mean when you get there, you're definitely buffing your oh, but you know who is not long for this world. Oh my goodness!
Oh my!
Punish coming out. That I mean we were talking about it, right?
Yeah. We were talking about it. We were literally talking about it.
Yeah, I got a little sad after I didn't see the full wipe come out. Yeah. So I don't know how much of that was based on the itemization versus just okay, we know that this is counterspell because they have an Ava, but we do.
They just sent Exus to his death. Like what? What the heck was that, man? Click it, you won't, and then he just bet and just died. Okay. Here, so back to United Front is our Wick team in the bottom of Forest here, but oh my goodness, this VLS from Big Beefy is ambitious, but it's gonna work out.
She absolutely obliterated them with the Blast Energy Field.
Yeah.
Ew. I mean, that video was too tough. I mean, it's on my mind right now, rent free. But we do see Rendezvous dashing on in. Is going to be able to use that Endless Hunt reactivation, but maybe a little ill-advised. Viper is still alive. Alethea is not able to pick up this kill. MSGK forcing it a little too hard, and Starby is just...
Blood for that eye shield. Right now, they've scouted out Counterspell here, but Dino Dance is also on the way back in. Potential third-party opportunity for Dino Dance, but Starby gets blown up immediately. Uberman, recognizing the third party, starts to back up. Bracewell able to get the Nichiren cutout to keep himself alive, and IU gets caught out on the front side. 9 Cash is going to be next to fall here. As Counterspell
on the back end of that, though.
Yeah, they're resurrecting Starby on the backside here, but there's no timer on the side of Counterspell. They have to push forward, and they do manage to accomplish just that. Chibi Arc finds a taunt, big spring trap as well. Oh my goodness, Fleechu, time after time, finding these spring traps, making the play. And
Restwell, I think you should just go all 3 of you HP.
All 3 HP, yeah, I agree, but it is what it is. They've made their choice on which pills they would like to take, and now they need to find a way into Trigger here without X's blowing out Fuichu. That's going to be the main worry for Uberman here, but Plasma Dash comes through. X's lands the ult, but yeah, they're just on top of him. Oh my goodness!
Shot from Actor, and it does not matter.
It really doesn't matter at all. Wow, that was a fantastic expulsion shot. I mean, they just don't have the damage to kill Chibi Arc, despite being triple range.
They have triple range and 2 marksmen.
Somebody's here. You can see they're already setting up some vision, trying to find some sort of angle. Actor prepping the second Q, but they're not going to do anything quite yet. Trigger, there it is. Oh my goodness. X is leading things off with the record to immediately blow up Chibi Arc. Now they're on the hunt for Squirtle as Raceville gets fallen as well. Who is itemized here? Would it be Squirtle? Yes, it is Squirtle and X's here, both fully itemized. Okay, X's might have just got away with murder here. Yamla maybe recognizing that X's is a little exposed here, but fighting off perhaps a bit more. You can choose Squirtle on the backside, finds the kill onto... Oh my goodness. Okay, so see, this is where the moment where the Super Mario looks like incredibly good. Yeah. Like, checkpoint teams now eliminated.
X's now?
X's. Is he gonna find the record? No, Nangja's gonna be able to stay safe on the backside.
Nice little. Oh, a great exclusive coming out off the expulsion shot. X is gonna go down to that Paradiso, and now it's just Squirtle and Actor that is paid in this Forest red zone. But I mean, Squirtle has a lot of DPS still left in the book. Actor on the refund of energy, but not just pumping out so much damage. It's gonna be Squirtle going down, and I think we are gonna be seeing a Game 6 coming out.
Naglfar. It's just a matter of time, so they're gonna play this slow, try to keep themselves safe. Nazimi finding some good damage onto Rendezvous on the front side here. 9 taking the White Lily, finds a Ghastly Grip onto Alethea, pulls in MSGK as well. Rendezvous is completely split from this fight as well, not able to contribute until now. 9 finding the kill on the MSGK on the backside. Rendezvous jumping in, perhaps ill-advised. Dino Dance quick to punish that, and it looks like they will win with 31 points. My goodness. Tournament a little bit longer. Dino Dance, this is their chance to win the event here. Will they be able to close it out? Big Beefy currently has control of the center of the Chronosphere, and they do have a range advantage as well. And it's a very difficult area to poke through or push through. 9 looking for a stealth engage. Look at Camper on the backside. He's pretty unchecked right now. 9
is down already.
Down immediately, but so is Restia. Brings them to a 2-on-2. Nazimi, 2v1 for a dream. Can he make it happen? Big move from Nazimi. Oh my god!
Oh my goodness. I thought Camper had it in the 1v1, but Nazimi is going absolutely nuclear on the human, and they clutch it up.
Okay. Let's clean up before the customers arrive. Today's master is you! This should keep me out of trouble, right? Is there a drawing you'd like to see? Should I draw a squirrel for you?
I'll fly anywhere immediately. Did you call me? I want to help you too. Welcome, Master. I'm used to this kind of thing. Oishikunare. Moi moi kyu. Is that your wish, Master? Kyu.
No one is cutting in line, right? A limited edition Lenny Checky. You want it, don't you? Mmm, delicious! Your favorite maid, Lenny, has arrived! That's it for today's service. Thanks for coming, everyone. Where should we go first? Huh? It's my first time at a festival, so my heart is racing so fast. I was waiting for you. Let's go catch some fish together. This is for you. I'm shaking. I wonder what I'll get. I'm so lucky today. I wouldn't be surprised if a cat pops out of the box. A festival is better on a full stomach. If you keep acting like that, even the goldfish you've caught might slip away. Do I look different to you? Do you like it?
Knock, knock. Your personal hell has arrived. Chaos, destruction, and... what was it again? Only two choices here. Die or kill. You better watch your step. As you can see, we have a lot of eyes watching you. The real thrill comes right before pulling the trigger. Let's test your worth. Ready to pull the trigger? Whoa, calm down there, pal. You can't beat someone who's actually having fun. A life you didn't earn. Now we're taking it back. Nothing more beautiful than a muzzle flash. Knowing this time either, huh? Shame. Yeah, the next wielder should be that one right there.
Light and shadow, good and evil, truth and deceit. The world is split by a singular divide. Now, there's no need to run. Once you stand trial before me, there is no escaping my judgment. Oh dear, your sins are staining my mirror with such filth. A gaze into truth. Light or shadow, which side do you fall on? Now then, shall we take aim with a bit of grace? As expected, my mirror is never mistaken. I'm in trouble! An awful sinner is trying to kill me. Are you lucky? Eyes here, dear. Guilty. Straight to execution.
Between Locked In and Wemo Rising, and again, it's going to be on Sakura to make something happen here. Astrolac trying to get some damage down onto Jigna. Baits out the Quake, actually, so that's actually an important cooldown. Dropped for the side of locked in on the bottom side. Minginyu gets rooted, forced to use circulation, and running the Vampire Queen defensively, but Astrolac gets the 1-for-1 on the backside now. Down to a 2-on-2. Sakura and Cabbage on the front side. Ooh, big bat skill from Sakura on the dance. Sakura with the moves. Oh my goodness. This guy is a demon at Tia, bringing this down to a 2-on-1, and poor Jignut. Actually, it's going to be a 3-on-1 because they're going to be able to pick up Astrolac's corpse as well, so the consistent DPS is here to take out the tank if need be, but even without it, it's still just far too uphill battle for Jignut here. Double the amount of teams and zones. Very likely you won't find an honest fight, but Fuichu looking for an angle here. Taunt connects onto Hracefeld, forces out the quick spin on him as the Semtex blows up on the... Oh my goodness. Chi-B Arc just blasted Raven Birchie here. Oh my god!
To take that execution technique really early into the fight, and that meant that you just really have no chance. And now it's going to be Big Beefy versus Uberman, and yeah, the vision is off for a reason. There's some freak gameplay going on.
Yeah,
keep an eye out on the GBR play. Yeah, there it is. Who can guess?
They saw him, and with that, they're going to push forward, knowing that he's behind them. But Chibiark at some point is going to get in on this fight, but to what? Oh my goodness. Down goes Camper. 1-for-1, though. They did find the kill on Hracefeld, who is a big part of their setup. And with Haymaker on cooldown, Chibiark's effectiveness isn't as high in the fight. Now looking to take out Resty. The Walk-On connects on a 2-man Fuichu.
What were you saying about effectiveness?
Yeah, what was I talking about? We're in Chapel. This is the home of Hyunwoo. How could I not know better?
This guy is a demon, bro. This guy is a demon.
The kill all in well. Meanwhile, over at Wick, looks like Locked In's trying to finish this off. They don't have their primary damage source in Deus to be able to DPS it down. So with that, Fuichu now sitting here, putting pressure on the Wick line. Uberman back to 3 people, trying to find a way to take this from them. They do find it, but Hracefield's going to go down in the process. Deus on the backside still unchecked. If he can manage to not get hit by something, dodges the knock-up. Good by Deus on the backside. Does a lot of damage to himself with the quick spin, but just doesn't matter. As Chibi,
I think it goes towards Pond Stem Zone, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it's going to go towards Pond, somewhere in Pond. It's undecided where, but it's going to stay in Pond. But Fuichu on the run here. They're looking to find Hracefeld. Oh no, this Camper's triangulated. Oh, Camper, it's a scary time to be you right now. Oh yeah.
And he let it happen to him.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know what to say. Oh, Chibiark not finding the wall stun though on the backside. Restia trying to drop as much damage as he can onto Chibiark, bring it down to a 2v1. Does manage to do so, and with that, I don't know if Fuichu
rare misses coming out from Fuichu, yeah.
Restia is just resting and playing their namesake, gets the rest off, gets a lot of health back, and with that, I'm pretty sure Alonso just lets poor Fuichu here. And yeah, Big Beefy win. Get an objective after everything's said and done. Meanwhile, in the Rift, we have Schoolmeal Wemo with Kaniacs, Nikki, and Nissa jumping forward. Big Q from Lilypell, that bullseye, doing a lot of damage on this Amp Bow. Yamla on the front. Wolfasol is popped. With that, Lilypell and Miyakiyama playing the corridor. They're getting a little worried here. The Twin Rush comes forward. Yamla tries to get 4 forward on the backside of Miyakiyama, but fortunately they're able to stay safe, bring this down to a 2-on-2. Nikki and Nissa trying to finish off the corpse of Wokes here. Mia in trouble here as Weiss is laying the beat down to Johan. Beat down! Can we get 1 Q? 1 Q for the one-time Weiss? Yes, sir, we can. But on the other side of the fight, Yamla losing out against Nikki and Nissa. But now that's down to a 2-on-2. They do have the ability. Oh my goodness, the healing win. The Q, the healing coming on to Yamla. Need damage in as many sources as they can get when they drop Chibiark and Hracefeld in there. Chibiark, 3-man. No! Oh my god!
Goat!
To find any sort of angle when they have even just that.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another session of Eternal Return Challenger Series Season 11, and we are now in the semifinals. How you doing, Meek?
I'm doing pretty good, you know. Really excited to see what we have for the semifinals. I mean, you know, last weekend we had a lot of action-packed games. They had the qualifiers on the off streams, and then the knockout stage, which was actually crazy. Only top 2 getting out, one of those teams joining us today with our qualifying team. So yeah, be really exciting to see.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you for bringing up the knockout stage, because we can go right over to that overview and remind y'all where we're at in the week, or not in the week, rather, in the schedule. So here we are, day 3, semifinals. Another 4-round session, nice and comfortable. You just get your 4 games in, see who's going to be joining us in the grand finals and who will be joining us in the last chance qualifiers. Make sure to join, same time tomorrow, because, it's happened for that other group. But who's going to be joining us today, Meek?
Yeah, it's going to be Glorp Nation 2 with Whis, Homie, Galazor, and Wokes. 6, 7, 8, 9 with Squirtle, Mage Power, IU, and Cairo Shoot. Trigger with Dylan, Actor That Is Paid, J-Tang, and Exis. Epsilon 11 with Kamzi, I Have PTSD, Courier, and Keeper of the Sock. Counterspell, South America's Finest here with Miyane, Liper, Starby, and Yin Rizu. We also have Cat Smirk with Fail Asian Wi-Fi. Hey, what's going on here? Restia and Camper on Duty. We also have Flying Lobsters with Yo That, and Empathy, and Zelius. And Sky's the Limit with Raven Bergier, Speaks, Tidex, and Red Flake.
Yeah, a very fun lobby, and I mean, production was giving us a sneak peek. We might be seeing a lot of triple range coming out today.
Yes.
Lots of teams very comfortable playing it. Lots of teams have been debuting it in the scrims. So we might be seeing a lot of neutral and not a lot of kills.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of running. I mean, you have Trigger and Counterspell, right? These 2 teams are known for playing more backline-oriented style compositions. Epsilon 11 is certainly capable of it. They played front to back in the qualifiers and the knockout stage, but they're certainly very capable busting out triple range. 6, 7, 8, 9. I mean, yeah, very likely that they could also play triple range. Sky's the Limit capable of it as well. So I mean, more than half the lobby, more than ready to bust out triple ranged.
Yeah, it'll be really exciting to see what teams are going to bring to the table, because I think also, they can bust out. We can see some brawler comms definitely get busted out depending on who's playing and what they're in the mood for. I think a lot of these players have a pretty big test subject pool, so definitely going to be fun to see, as we also have a shorter sample size, so they definitely need to solve whatever team they're going to bust out rather quickly, right? When you have 4 games, you have to have the answers and the reads on the lobby rather quickly.
Yeah, and I mean, with 4 games, you definitely want a consistent series as well. You don't want to have any of your lobbies to be at some sort of risk where you go out early and you don't get a lot of points, because every lobby means that much more when the game count is so small.
Absolutely, yeah. You can't have a bad game. I mean, you can, but the onus becomes so much harder, right? Where the next couple games, you have so much more stress on you, and you definitely need to perform really well, as it looks like we are going to load up into lobby. Now, just a quick update from production. Sky's the Limit, unfortunately, will not be able to join for game 1, which is definitely going to be hard to make that comeback, but not undoable.
Yeah, that is definitely unfortunate, especially when we just mentioned, like, hey, going down a game, not very great. Unfortunately, they're going to be taking a donut in the first game here. Yeah, really unfortunate for them. But looking at the lobby, I mean, Flying Lobsters, we already have Nadine Hart busted out. Hart, classic triple range character to pick up. Counterspell, no surprise to see them also going over to triple. I believe that was Epsilon 11 with the dodge. If my eyes did not deceive me there. So if they didn't, that'll be a -5 going over to them.
Yeah, I mean, we're no strangers to naming and shaming on who's dodge.
I do it every time. I see it happen. I'm like, who did it? What's it? Team 1, 2, 3. Who did team 4? Okay, Epsilon 11. All right, 2 people missing. Yeah, it was them.
Very likely subjects, also,
yes,
usually.
Yes.
Or suspects, not subjects. I mean,
yes.
We got some test subjects, but that's besides the point. But yeah, it should be a very different tempo of a lobby if we're going into a 7-team lobby, right? From the get-go, right? That means that often at least one objective is going to go uncontested in a lot of these rotations. Or what ends up happening is some of these objectives become very concentrated, right? And so it can either spell like one team really snowballing off of not a lot of contests, right? They just happen to variance their way into a lot of the uncontested objectives and end up much stronger than the rest of the lobby. Also means that as soon as like one more team dies, you start having accelerated closings and things like that. So definitely it changes how the lobby is played out. But You played ranked. You're no stranger to the tempo of these hobbies. So.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I actually had the pleasure of playing in Fight Club. It was like, wow, yippee, so much fun. Shout out to Fight Club, by the way. Our local Neotep runs that very fun event. But yeah, the tempo of the lobbies are definitely no slouch at this level of play. So we will be getting back into our lobby. It seems right now, actually, they're loading in, getting into our character selection. And yeah, I mean, we saw Counterspell hover that Emma, Glorp Nation also looking at some Emma. You know, a lot of makes for a lot of triple range. Actually, Glorp Nation looks like Homie's going to be hovering over that Tank Dylin, so that will be interesting for them.
You know, when I look at, like, as somebody, you know, who talks to a lot of members of the community, I'm just looking at the Glorp Nation lineup, and that's got to be the funniest competitive comms lineup in the history of ERCS.
I don't even want to imagine it. Oh man, yeah, it's definitely some first or eighth comms going on over there.
Yeah, and when we have Wokes busting out the Emma, definitely some first or eighth gameplay is gonna be embraced. But Amdrone Emma, not unfamiliar if you're playing a more burst-oriented comp, rather, because it's very strong at, you know, changing on and getting that bunny morph off, and then just facilitating whatever kind of dive playstyle you want to have. And, you know, I'm not even entirely convinced it's the Tank Dylin for Homie, because we do see the Ironclad. It could be a crit build, and it could just be Wisu and Homie following up on that Woke's bunny morph, and then just immediately trying to one-shot whichever target is in that polymorph duration. And I am very happy to see 6789. I will be very mature with, and it can be trusted with that team name, but busting out Nate's core, or EO's core line rather, because I think this has been one of the sleeper picks in competitive. We haven't really seen a lot of teams debut it. Very hard character, but so potent, I think, in comp.
Yeah, we also have Lumi selling some goodies. Mickey's Meteorites. Oh my god, it's back. I love Mickey's Meteorites. But yeah, Coraline, you know, and this is something I noticed in not even just like an ER specific thing, but I see this in a lot of games where there's very difficult characters that are very, very effective when played or when executed correctly. That footnote is the problem, is when executed correctly, because at this level of play, not only are you very good at throwing skill shots, but now your opponents are also very good at dodging skill shots. Consistency becomes very key for a lot of competitive games in general, really. And yeah, something like Coraline, you got to be on point all the time with this character, and her skill cap is so high, but boy, is she so rewarding when you play it well.
And, you know, we got to see the Craver trailer at the beginning of the stream. Maybe you can tweet out on hashtag ERCS 2026, Coraline, Craver, Bi-Hyung. Which characters have you been enjoying out of the new cast lately? I mean, I'm interested to see what people are enjoying, or any other funny tweets you have to share. Hashtag ERCS 2026. Win yourself some event NP. Never a bad thing when you got all these banger skins coming down.
Yeah, for sure. But our first lobby is underway here. Everybody just finishing looting up here. We can see IU on this very quick amp route. I've been seeing a lot of characters end alley, both on amp and crit. It makes for a lot of exciting early games in alley. I've been noticing a lot more fighting up here as we see just that happening. Yodat looking to get a kill onto Starby. The polymorph gonna come through. Yodat able to finish off the kill, secure a point for his team. Meanwhile, on the other side, IU and Actor scrapping it out. Ghostlight gonna get tagged onto Actor as he takes the monkey wire in, trying to finish off IU here. The Wolf Assault comes through. The burst damage is not enough to take out Actor. With that, IU runs out of gas in the tank, and Actor wins out.
Yeah, and we're going to see Miyane getting caught by that intimidation tactic coming out from Dylan. Trigger busting out maybe one of their more classic kind of compositions with that solo Darko frontline, but we do see the Owl attack from Kamzy taking out EO. Probably the refracted after image was on cooldown, I have to assume, because I actually think Coraline's pretty potent on dodging that. Yeah, you can see it right now. But Coraline's pretty potent on dodging that Owl attack coming out from Lee Alonso, because you can make yourself untargetable for a short duration, and it also gives you that little dash out too.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things a lot of characters like Coraline would worry about is having the dash distance to get out of the L attack. But with that vulnerability, distance is no longer an issue. But for Squirtle, it will be as he gets pointed at and taken down. Epsilon 11 happy to take the kills. Meanwhile, over in the barge, another fight breaking out. Restia and Zelius run the ones off on the side here. Looks like Zelius is going to get the best of Restia for now as the respawn comes through. And Epithemi here, but look at the cutoff from Glorp Nation, finding a third party. Only setting his sights over towards Zelius is going to be able to find that kill all in well. As Weiss goes in, the full respawns come through. So with that, Castmerk is going to be able to win out on this fight.
Yeah, and I actually didn't even realize that we also see Zelius bringing out the Coraline. So, more teams, I think, playing Coraline in this session or this lobby rather than I've seen in most lobbies, even in ERM, right? I think, even in ERM, there was a time where, you know, like, when I was using my, crystal ball to see into the future, and I was peeping scrims, I saw, 7 teams busting out the Coraline in scrims, and then I saw 1 team play it in the actual
Yeah, I mean, you know, it was the age of exploration, right? The teams know the character's good. They all see the value, they all see the potential, but once you put what's on paper into practice, the results can be different, right?
Yeah, and she's really hard. And so finding
and Team From realized that. Yeah.
But very good in the triple range composition, as we do see EO using those repulsor missiles to take down Miane with the Ghost Light and secure himself a nice little bear. Not a lot of count left on the map, but Liper gonna use the Druid Voodoo to try to get that stun off on EU, and with that, we'll be able to pick up a kill. And Cairo Shoot going a little wide with that play with us, growing a bubble to dodge out on some of the damage coming out from Liper. Liper stacking that adrenaline, but the free at last, I think, should be able to take out Liper, and the Inna Blitz did not come out in time, but now Starby will be able to get that trade, and it will be a break going over to 6, 7, 8, 9 just in time so that they can spawn with 7 seconds left.
Yeah, they'll be able to see the death scan and maybe pick where they want to go. So they're going to get value somewhere. Maybe not an objective, but maybe the wolf rotation up in archer range looked open. They might opt for that. We'll see what the map looks like and where they decide to go here, as Trigger sets their sights towards this meteorite over in Fire Station. Yeah, and you can already see 6, 7, 8, 9. One of them went. Yeah, they're going to get both wolves, actually. They're going to split up, grab both mutant packs. IU actually de-aggroing them. A little bit of a mistake from him, but no issue nonetheless. Able to take them out. No contention from anybody on that side of the map. Squirtle able to get the ones on the other side, too. Doesn't look like he hit any luck. So, unfortunately, they will only walk away with experience and credits on both of those wolf rotations.
Zelius, very hard to... If you just walk in a linear direction at Coraline, it's not, this character can cut you forever, right? The Shackles of Sin is so good because it gets that double root off. We do see the Striking Tiger from Homie with the follow-up from Wisu is going to be enough to take down Actor that is paid. A little separated from the rest of Trigger, but shouldn't be too bad. Looks like Trigger has control of that barge area. Should be able to get a kiosk for themselves pretty easily. Homie is on that crit dial-in, right? So lots of damage coming out from these two brawler characters, rather. We have the Tonfa. I think, it is the Tonfa Yan coming out from Wisu. So,
yeah, this team has...
zooming in on the Wisu Yan.
This team has the potential to work, right? You have pretty solid damage, very good lockdown, and you have neutral presence with Wokes. It's not the greatest. I'm not a huge fan of Emma's neutral. It's a little inconsistent, but she's very hard to approach. But I don't know. I think this team will struggle against a lot of the triple range compositions unless they can find an in somehow.
And Cairo Shoot kind of just hovering that White Lily, making sure that there's no possible play. Wisu is going to use that knee strike, going to catch out.
The in.
Oh, wow. And there's the in.
There it is.
That knee strike into the Tomahawk roundhouse kick. Little bouncy house off the Tetragon. And it will be followed up with that Striking Tiger taking down Squirtle. And now Homie is actually going to give chase to Cairo Shoot. Going to have to dodge out on the play with us to kite out. But looks like it's going to be a little bit of a disengage for now, at least. Because it is kind of hard to chase into a Sicella without the rest of your team, right? You're just going to take a lot of that damage from that Wilson. But we can see how Wisu was able to stick that engage on Squirtle right here. I'm wondering if the off limits just didn't get buffered. It did get buffered.
It did get buffered, but the knockback still went through. So with that, just got bounced off the ropes, brought right back in afterwards.
I'm a little interested. Does is the knee strike actually a knockback? I thought it was just a knockup. I'm wondering if because he got knocked up and the off limits hit the. Wait, whoa, okay.
Well, knee strike, he buffered the knock up, but the knock back of the W is what pushed him into the ropes.
Oh, it did.
He's still in
was...
range of that, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I was wondering if it
was
just
actually... looked weird because of the depth perception of what was happening.
Yeah. I was wondering if it was actually because he buffered it and was knocked up when he hit, like, made contact with the tetragon wall. If that's what knocked him back. If it almost considered that a knock into the tetragon wall. Zelius.
That would be interesting.
Yeah,
that would actually be really strange.
I almost want to replay that again just to see if that's what happened, because I thought the roundhouse kick came after the fact. But we are gonna see a pretty clean fight going over to the likes of Epsilon 11 on that Rift. I have PTSD, going to be able to secure a. Oh, I always forget this mythical. Eagle Eye's the bow. I'm not sure what the mithril sniper is, but I'm pretty sure that's the one with Magnetic Midnight. Very potent on the Theodore until you get over to that Widowmaker. Usually wants to get on that weapon at some point, though.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Theodore, one of the most adept backline DPSs we've seen in competitive play for ER for quite a while now. I mean, he's always got some sort of presence, no matter what the metagame is. You can almost rest assured that one team will find a way to make this character fit into a comp. Yeah, definitely want to stack him up as much as you can. Loves those force core items as well. The Squirtle, though, taking a little bit of damage from Camper on the side angle. Fail Asian going to be able to heal up his team a little bit here, as you can see Camper running over to that wave of light. Now, teams both mostly healed up. Squirtle going to try and get this box while his team runs interference here, but nobody on any sort of approach yet. They're able to pick up the box now, looking to get away and secure the objective. Good buffer from Squirtle on the route. Ghastly Grip not able to lock him down, so this triple range comp hiding out really well here. Restia forced to use freedom defensively. Camper on duty trying to step up, make something happen, but Nina goes down without a soul link coming through. Now the pressure is on as Squirtle dashes back in, and they find 2 kills on the response.
Yeah, it was looking good, but I think just a bit of an overreach coming out from Katsmark. I think take your initial neutral win and try to play like the problem is as soon as you start actually committing to the fight, right?
Yeah.
It becomes so much harder, right? So you force out the I see that they force out the refracted after image, so they might want to send it on to EO, but there's still so many safety nets, and yeah, you see that double shackleization is really good at punishing Fail Asian and anybody who's grouping on that Faith Unwavering, right? Because you end up getting double root value. You could get triple root value. And it's just so hard to chase into this team. You definitely need to off angle or something. I think the initial engage looked pretty good, but you're just gonna have to give up that box. You were already ahead. It's okay.
So, going forward now, more call-ins happening here for Glorp Nation. It looks like they're deciding what to do with Weese's credits. I believe they picked up a mithril if my math is correct here. So with that, just gonna get their items going before their next objective rotation. They've got rifts below them, but they have Omega down in Barge, which I have a feeling they're going to rotate towards rather than going for a rift. So we may see a fight between them and Katsmirk momentarily here. Katsmirk currently making pings. Both teams making pings, so they'll both be aware that each other is in the area. Katsmirk currently having zone control. They have CCTVs taken. We'll see if Glorp Nation's able to navigate through them. And that's something that I actually struggled with at first was, oh my goodness, Striking Tiger went wide, but it doesn't matter. Philly gets immediately combo into Restia. Restia not accessing form till now. Camper on duty on the backside though, getting so much damage out. This Chloe went unchecked and absolutely carries the fight from there. Camper on duty, a man on a mission.
I gotta say, I feel like Camper is low-key very slept on in a lot of these situations, and just in general, every time I see this guy on the ERCS stage, he's actually like the clutch factor of a lot of fights.
Yeah.
He's super consistent and very disciplined, as we do see the initial engagement looks pretty good, but Fail Asian goes down so quickly, but yeah, Camper is unmarked, and I think they just didn't assess the threat of the Chloe without the Nina, but I mean, she's still pumping all these it's like,
it's still an auto attacker. Yeah, unfortunate for Glorp Nation, but they did manage to rack up 7 points, so they're not in the worst position As far as people getting out today, it's top 6 make it out with top 2 going straight to grand finals. So it's bottom 2 eliminated today, and with one of the teams not partaking in the first game, and one of the other teams, I believe, took a -5 earlier. Yeah, they're not in the worst of shape, even though they're going out first here in the first lobby.
That is a crazy calm, but it is accurate, right? Like it's like,
Yeah.
you know, we went technically 8. Yo, wait, what happened to my J tank? Wait. I like, was that the IU
He
damage?
he just got slimed. We
In a
fared all
zippo
the on the
second.
ground. I was like, wait, what? Actor? Uh-oh. That's not where you want a monkey wire. Okay, Actor is gonna die.
Yeah.
Yeah, great coverage as well by I Have PTSD. That was actually good to leave one person on the outside knowing that Blink is still a factor.
Yeah, thank you, production. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, okay. This is,
Yeah.
It was so fast that we were seeing somebody else call.
In a blitz, gets pulled. Oh, man. No.
Wait, he body blocked in a blitzer. What's going on, Jason? Stand behind me, Mr. President.
Look, he's a great teammate. Almost, I guess, to a fault.
But we are going to see a lot of congregation around this school and gas station.
Oh,
or not gas station. Fire
yeah,
station,
Trigger
rather.
still hasn't gotten regrouped.
And Dylan's going to go down again. That's -600 on this day rotation so far for Trigger. Pretty disastrous. And, I mean, they do have the credits to call in, but J-Tang was probably wanting to get that chaser online, right? It's a lot of the damage. And also, you know, you might want to get a couple more items on your Amp Nadine. I think this is a character that really wants item breakpoints to be able to pump out that bullseye damage. Does look like a decent amount of teams might contest this wick line. It's interesting because I want to get into the psychology of the teams. Obviously, we don't know if some teams now understand that because there's only 6 teams alive, very likely to be one free red box if you get the vision of school and you see that some teams are looking towards this wick line. I assume Counterspell is already looking towards the red box because we haven't seen them in that school area. I could test over the Rift, I think looking like it from the likes of Epsilon 11 and Trigger.
Epsilon currently just holding the position. They know if they take it too early, they could be exposed here. Trigger just going to push them off, using that range advantage they have with Sissela and Nadine to be able to establish control over this Rift. But I don't think Trigger's actually going to opt to take it. They're just going to defend it, staying in their lane up in gas station. Meanwhile, Catsmerk picking up Wickline while this all goes on, but Kamzy pushing forward, trying to find an in on this triple range comp, buying space to open up the BLS. Get on, get out. Oh my goodness.
IU with the super shackles of sin, shutting down the entire lineup. And yeah, I mean, it's bold to stick that VLS.
I mean, I don't think Root stopped VLS charging, but...
Oh, you're right. Yeah, no, it doesn't stop. So they just did enough damage.
They just did enough damage. It wasn't...
You're right. Yeah, because Roots don't actually... They just did that much damage. I mean, either way, the core line's pumping a lot of... Like, even if you're not getting canceled, the burst damage coming out from IU, I assume it's Holy Order's Black Death Dragon Scale? I'm not sure what the core line is busting out, but also Cairo shoot no slouch with the Wilson either for the follow-up too.
Yeah,
so
can
there's
we get
just
a
so
core
much
line
damage.
hover? Oh, no, we can't. It's over.
We will get it eventually. It's okay.
Oh, there we go.
Totally,
Wow, he's
okay.
only... But he still doesn't have his weapon or boots
that
online.
crazy in terms of itemization.
Yeah, but he is sporting 800 amps, so it is quite a bit of amp, but like, this was like,
one got pulled off,
and then
that's why production
no, this was before.
Yeah.
But it might have been another pull, for all we know. No, they actually just got blown up. Oh my god.
Got eviscerated by the Wilson and the Shackles of Sin. No cancel coming out on that from Restia. Already committed the blink, yeah, so wasn't able to blink to cancel or pull out of that VLS.
Wow, how fortuitous, landing right on a yellow box Bori here. So this is gonna be a free Huh? Am I missing something? Why'd they just leave?
I mean, I guess because they didn't want to make the pings.
I I don't know, man.
They didn't have the vision of Chapel, like.
Yeah, you know, you're in a
Suppose.
blind zone, but like, and Bori ran under CCTVs, I guess, but so did they, and they see that nobody has it, so I don't know. Like, I guess. Well, no, they didn't run it. Right, because of the new chapel change, there's an opening to avoid CCTVs over there now. Right.
Yeah, I'll wipe us to get a 4 score. Don't mind me. Like, like me personally.
Slight tangent before this fight begins. They changed a wall in chapel, and now Yuki can't jump over it. They made an invisible wall, like that, like wasn't there before. And, oh man, it just irritates me. Anyways, wow, Actor is very low as this. Oh, I see why. Dylan is going to go down first. J-Tang going to try and respawn here, trying to find a 1 onto Squirtle. Maybe Actor going to get taken out by Ka. Oh,
wait, goes wide, I think, with that blink bullseye, though. I don't think it actually hit.
J-Tang's at a timer.
Yeah, J-Tang's, I mean, even with safety, I don't think J-Tang's getting that.
Yeah, that's a -1. Ouch.
Youch. We went... Yeah, it's a very unfortunate situation they found themselves in, getting cornered by the likes of 6, 7, 8, 9. And 6, 7, 8, 9, I don't even think they have the most explosive opening to their game, but they're definitely taking over this mid-to-late game transition.
Yeah, I mean, even when we looked at their items earlier, they didn't look that crazy, but every team they run into, they just seem to win every single fight. Definitely looking, maybe not the strongest in the lobby itemization-wise, but they're definitely looking like the strongest in the lobby Game 1 team play-wise.
Absolutely, and I think one of the things is, even though, you know, you have a lot of mouths to feed, because this comp is so much of a sum of its parts, if everybody is doing their part, you still have enough damage to break those thresholds, even if you're less itemized, right? Because you just have 3 damage dealers.
Yo, that getting hit with that play with us. Chunked out. Ballistic advantage will be enough. The body blocks come through. They're able to keep Yodat safe for now as the free at last comes down. I believe that only hit Miyane, actually, strangely enough. Actually, no, that was Miyane's play with... I see. Right. Because Sisla's on that team. Oopsie. Anyways, moving over towards School. Another 6, 7, 8, 9 fight where they are in an advantage state here, pushing forward, trying to find some more. But this White Lily and this entryway of Forest will be able to keep Castmerk safe for the time being. Making a Holy Water here. That should be a testament to how their itemization looks right now. We already see this Chloe fully itemized on the top left of our screens here. Also with a capsule in tow, so getting those up nice and early for their next fight.
Yeah, this composition, I think, is very, very competent at closing out games, right? As long as the Lian is able to get into transformation, but that's what the Johan's for, right? You kind of bridge the gap in that weaker period where the Lian isn't transformed and is trying to stack up the transformation, because once you get to these final zone areas, you don't have the hunts to be able to stack it up off of, so you kind of have to just get hit. But it's a hard team to walk into, but the corner, or Flying Lobsters is finding themselves very cornered, and that actually, Flying Lobsters kind of baiting the aggro of 6, 7, 8, 9 may allow the likes of Katsmark to kind of sneak on through and take control of the zone.
Yeah, Katsmark definitely having a fortuitous situation here as they're looking to head towards the temporary zone. Currently taking out some vision, so I believe 6, 7, 8, 9 is aware that Katsmark is over there, so they're going to play cautiously as they approach through all of these blind vision corners in School. There's so many that you have to walk through. Looking at the gear here, yeah, I mean, like we were talking about earlier, 6, 7, 8, 9, they're not even fully itemized out yet. Counterspell, though, looking quite nice, having that Chaser online. But this fight will be breaking out shortly here, and we're going to see 6, 7, 8, 9 inch their way forward here, make their way into this temporary zone, and use their neutral tools to their advantage. Restia looking to access form, looking at a stealth engage here. Ghastly Grip goes wide, but on the side here, Camper on Duty finds a knock up on Cairo, forcing the blink out. But oh my goodness, you step forward 1 meter too far, and the damage is so high. And as you walk away, they keep raining it down on you. 6, 7, 8, 9. If you try to pick one target, the other 2 will just DPS you down. And with that, Restia goes down, and the rest of the team are not long for this world as 6, 7, 8, 9 completely dominate this zone.
I mean, I've been saying for a very long time that this core line character is insane. I mean, the value that Nate, or Yo has been able to provide to the lineup of 6, 7, 8, 9 is insane, right? Because you just, if any team member gets engaged on, you have Shackles and Sin to root them not once but twice.
Yes.
And then there's so much AoE damage afterwards, right? You have the Wilson coming out from Cairo Shoot, and you also have the Flash of Condemnation as well. That's just so much burst damage immediately. And then while all this is happening, Squirtle's on the Blackfire Cannon, you know, throwing out those lead shell autos every now and then, getting those slows off, making these skill shots easier. It's just every part of the comp is like a well-oiled machine. But they do have to walk in to the likes of Counterspell.
Big grab. Big grab from Cairo Shoot, but they're not able to finish Starby off. Liper stepping forward, trying to buy Starby some space. Does manage to do just that, Cairo. Taking a lot of damage from Liper here. But on the side, Squirtle getting aggressive on Miyane. Blink forced out, and a Blitz not going to be enough. The girl in the bubble was able to keep Miyane safe. Both teams losing a lot of health here, but look at that healing plant. Might become a factor here. They're going to rotate towards the IU hitting it. So a little bit of healing coming through for 6, 7, 8, 9. IU trying to keep Counterspell in combat, but not able to do so without putting himself at risk. So from here, the Chronosphere moves back upwards towards the center of Forest. This bush becoming a tool that Counterspell is going to try and use to their advantage here. Squirtle getting a lot of damage on Miyane. Good girl in the bubble to stop IU from finding that execution. Wow, IU! Oh my goodness! I need the replay because I think something crazy just happened there.
Unstoppable, the bunny morph? Yeah, I think
the bunny morph. I'm 99% sure that's what happened.
Yeah, use the refracted after image to be able to cancel out. I mean, IU was putting on a show. I mean, everybody in 6, 7, 8, 9, you know, did their job, but I really think it was the Coraline show this game. Every time this team was on screen, we were seeing a multi-target Shackles Listen coming out, right? And then almost immediate burst damage afterwards. And I mean, it looked untouchable in the neutral game. And the thing is, they weren't that fed. Again, we keep repeating this. It wasn't like they were egregiously ahead. They had no bloods coming into that final zone. But I mean, when you're that consistent with your skill shots and the range advantage of that the Coraline offers is so potent, it just means that they're just winning out just off of like good mechanical play, honestly.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I mean, they were in the situation where they were actually forced to approach the Chronosphere in triple range versus triple ranged. Mind you, their team definitely has a little bit of a better neutral in triple range. You know, we've been talking all day about how strong Coraline is with dealing with melees on approach, getting that double root, how self-sufficient she is. But something we didn't mention that much is just how much range this character actually has in neutral. It arguably one of the best, like keeps up with the best neutral characters in the game, like Sisla and Eva and all that. She is able to contend with those ranges. And that pays dividends on helping them approach the Chronosphere and grab control over it within the first 80% of the fight.
Absolutely, yeah. She's so good. I think one of the reasons I put her so high is because the Flash of Condemnation, when extended by the mirror, is, I think, 14 meters? Something like that. And that's absurd range to have.
Yeah.
It's absurd range to have in the neutral game. And so you're just able to space out teams. You have a decent amount of safety built into the kit if you get engaged on. And I mean, production will eventually be able to hit us up with that replay. But the only advantage Counterspell really has is that they have a snap engage coming out from the Emma. But if you're able to, you know, unstoppable the bunny morph, which is, I'm pretty sure we both saw that.
Yeah.
Then there's no real avenue for play to contest the team.
Yeah, I mean, 100% right. The composition does seem very well crafted as well. I mean, we're seeing similarities here. Both teams running Katya Sisla, but IU really is a big difference maker. I mean, he has been all game long, really. But yeah, you'll see them right now. It's a battle to try and get themselves into the Chronosphere. Squirtle does a good job on the side angle here, almost taking out Miyane, and with that advantage, they're able to get in to the Chronosphere, and they're actually in a pretty good spot here with this healing play. I'm surprised they didn't play for it a little more than what they did. Probably trying to just keep Counterspell in combat to make sure that they themselves can't rest up. IU actually landing that poke from that far away. I mean, that was a whole spectator screen away, not even like, you know, we're a little more zoomed out than usual, and he's hitting them from across this.
I mean, yeah, and then we're gonna
And
see
here it is.
a bit of it. I mean, it's just a desperation play, right? I feel like they know that they're just getting out neutraled, so Starby looks for this engage, but yeah, the unstoppable dodges out on the bunny morph engage, and then there's just nothing left. I think Starby also, I mean, once she commits that totem, she's a sitting duck for the damage coming out from Kairoshu and EU as well, and then I think Squirtle offering a lot of consistent poke damage as well. The thing is, this comp doesn't have like a true DPS threat, but there's just so much burst. Even the Katya is a decent amount of burst damage with that lead shell. Plus that, I mean, a lead shell crit auto is gonna do a decent chunk as well. Yeah, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt. So
yeah, no, for sure. I mean, you don't need DPS of you're just dropping people. The problem with them is how they deal with like a super tank, right? That can sustain that level of burst and still manage to push forward. But not a lot of characters have durability feats to be able to accomplish something like that, especially with the amount of damage that this composition is being able to put out. And I mean, Katya can still suffice as a DPS threat regardless. And it's so hard for anyone to really be able to back up this tank when the threats are able to hit past the tank from so far away. You know, we have IU and Cairo on the backside playing Sisela and Coraline. It's really hard to approach these characters, especially in the later phases of the game, which we had just witnessed. But scores are ready to go, so we can take a look and see how everything panned out here. 6, 7, 8, 9 on top. No surprise there. I mean, the crazy part is how many kills they got on this composition, because normally when I see a comp like this, it really struggles to put up numbers. But has a really consistent late game. But they managed to accomplish both in the first lobby, sporting 28 points. Cat Smirk over there in second with 12 points. From there, we have Counterspell in third with 10.5. Glorp Nation 2 with 7 points. Trigger is in fifth with 6 points. Flying Lobsters in 6th with 5 points. Epsilon 11 with 4.5 points. And Sky's the Limit with -5 because they had a penalty. And remember, Epsilon 11 also lost 5 points from a penalty. And J-Tang took a -1 up in alley there when he head popped.
yeah, this is probably the biggest log of penalties I've seen in a while. But
Yes.
what that means is this is gonna be a very, I mean, I don't see. Okay. Oh, Sisela is banned.
Sisela banned.
Yeah, I don't even think we noted that.
No, I didn't even notice that at all, honestly. A testament to just how different all their skins look, I guess. But yeah, I didn't even notice there was a subtle ban. That's crazy.
But this does mean that, I mean, with how top-heavy this lobby is, if 6, 7, 8, 9 put out a consistent performance, first place is pretty secured, but that means second place, everybody else is going to be like, you know, fighting for scraps. Because if you just looked at the standings of that at that previous lobby, especially with the disadvantages that were made because of the penalties. Oh, an interesting pivot.
Cairo on Justina. I really, because Sis is really hard to replace. Oh, going over to Hayes. Okay, this makes a little more sense, but the thing that was really good for 6, 7, 8, 9 having Sisela. Oh, Squirtle's on Rio too. Oh, that's not the craziest changeup, but yeah. Sisela is so potent on that composition because the way they found kills was off the backs of Cairo landing grabs, right?
Yeah,
a lot of the big engagements they got were off of a grab. So without that tool in a triple range, it'll be interesting to see how 6, 7, 8, 9 does this time around.
And now that Sky's the Limit is in, Raven Bergier deciding to pick that Coraline means we will be seeing a Coraline ban. And production caught this for me. We will also be seeing a Theodore ban coming out for Game 3. So definitely a pretty interesting draft phase coming in because, I mean, I think a lot of these team compositions kind of, I feel like the 6, 7, 8, 9 composition with the Sisela and the Coraline, you can kind of flex the marksman, but both of those slots are kind of irreplaceable, I think. You can maybe play, oh, Lumi, sorry. I was yapping. What do we got? We got the tree.
We got the tree.
Yeah,
go ahead.
These are pretty irreplaceable slots, right? And I think that Theodore also, in the comps that Theodore has played in, is also kind of like an irreplaceable slot. I don't think another character enables or plays the way Theodore does. Also, this is a reminder, if you want to win yourself some event MP, hashtag ERCS 2026. Let us know what you are thinking about the games. If you have some complaints about triple range, submit it to the hashtag and maybe.
Kaz is on it, shilling the event NP this time. Normally, I'm the one shilling it out. Wow, everybody is hitting this distribution. Who is that up there on the top? Camper? Yeah, you may as well just go somewhere else, man. Those boxes are empty. You can already see him rotating over to the building because he knows those boxes have been thoroughly looted. But yeah, coming into the next game, I mean, Theodore Band is, yeah, we've seen Theodore. We talk about this character so much because he's so unique in what he's able to offer. He's one of the few backliners that are able to create engages for his team, while also, and he's probably the only one that can do that while also being a healer and a really strong DPS. It's a very, very unique mixture of things in his kit. Unfortunately, it comes at the price of having no mobility, but
he has a lot of range. So
yes, he has a lot of range to make up for it. Yeah,
and also the Sapphire Protocol is a pretty good safety cooldown to have, right?
Yeah.
Even though you don't have that dash for the safety utility, you do have the ability to walk into a brush or walk. We're just seeing a lot of kills around the map, but yeah, it's a very strong cooldown and potent cooldown to get yourself out of some situations if it's up, right? But
yeah,
usually you see it used for engages at the start of fight, so usually you don't see it as much in the middle of a fight, especially depending on the terrain. But we do see a nice little spark nade landing on Dylan. Oh, Dylan getting killed so quickly, wasn't even able to use that Dimension Strike to save himself.
Yeah, and look at Actor now trying to be a hero here. A little bit of something catching. I have PTSD on the backside. Actor keeping tabs on Courier. He knows he's far away now, so he's going to start committing some cooldowns over towards Kamzy, who's looking to run towards the speed gate. Wave function collapse is going to come out, looking to try and finish Kamzy off here. And they will be able to do just that. Trigger picking up some kills. 2v3 in a dream. But
the outplay potential is always going to be there with the Nimrod's Gate if they start to section themselves off, right?
Yeah. For sure. Night rotation now upon us. It looks like Flying Lobsters might be spotting 6, 7, 8, 9 down in Barge here. Perhaps. No, Cairo going to scout them out with a Raven, but they're still looking to catch out IU here. Fortunately for him, Speed Gate is available still. Heading in towards Dock. So, looks like they managed to evade that situation. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, Epsilon 11 may be able to pick up Wokes here. But Homie now coming in. Root connects onto Wokes. He looks to go in. Does get taken down. Now the fight 2-on-2. Bola. Not going to be enough, but Courier finds an extra kill with a knockup from Weiss, who should be able to do it. Yes. So, Dwarf Nation barely winning out on that fight. While up in Temple, J-Tang going to get taken down. No, he has Blink available, but the glove skill will be able to get Fail Agent back in range. And Restia, yes, the classic Abigail mirror matchup. He who Dimension strikes first loses.
As we do see, yeah, I mean, that is true, by the way, but we do see Dylan going down to the likes of Camper, but, I mean, after that is paid versus Fail Asian, it's actually, in the modern day of Eternal Return, a much closer matchup than you would ever have assumed before with the Alonzo. We're going to see J-Tang jumping on in with that Nimrod's Gate, whipping a little bit on that Babylon's Cube. I'll attack to try to turn it on J-Tang, and J-Tang may be paid for his hubris, but the wave function collapse does not pick up on Restia, actually, and it's going to be a break going over to Trigger.
Horrible timing. Counterspell. Also want to break. This is the worst break timing ever. First rotation objectives has dropped, and two teams are on long breaks. All of these objectives getting picked up. We already see Wolf rotations being picked up too. Kamzy heading over to the factory one. As meanwhile, over in archery range, we see Flying Lobsters up there taking that one as well. All the objectives, I believe, off the map, pretty much uncontested. Trigger's going to respawn here at these wolves. I have PTSD. Hyper looping in. Looking to use this all defensively here as he realizes that this is 2v3, so he just gets out.
Yeah, and I mean, these are just... Oh wow, getting caught out by Squirtle, rather, with...
Wait, Courier is getting triangulated.
Courier's taking the tactical retreat, you know?
Oh my goodness, that... Imagine me hyperloops on top of the team.
Scary,
like,
right?
yeah, you have no other choice. You just got to send it. I mean, I think Hospital's pretty safe. There was no objective rotation there, and as far as a rotation hunt-wise goes, there's what one set of wolves. It's not like super high value, so it's a pretty good educated choice, I would say.
In North American solo queue, there would be a team hospital. That's all I'm saying.
You're not even wrong. I can't even say you're wrong. It is what it is, though, man. These things happen.
We love
as
Fight
the
Club.
wise man once
Anyways,
said.
we're gonna see an engagement coming out
I love
from
it.
the likes
That's my
of Actor that is paid on Kairoshi, but getting absolutely slimed out for that wave function collapse, and it might be Trigger fully wiping
Oh,
because
wow.
they can cover J-Tang on this. Wow.
Don't even need to. Power shoot with the SMG burst. Trigger taking a fast 8th, very fast 8th. It's only day 2. We haven't even gotten to second rotation of objectives. That is really unfortunate, especially for a team like Trigger. They love trying to play a more late game oriented style traditionally. This time around, looking at an Ardadromp aggressive confident. Fights him in the rear this time around. Yo, that on the run here. He's going to get taken down. Fortunately, Flying Lobsters are still okay. They're Marcus able to be safe as he's down over in Fire Station currently. But rotating over towards Lumi here. Catsmirk will be able to pick this up and maybe even get the Alpha on top with Police Station. So this is huge for their tempo.
Absolutely, and I mean, just a really fast. I mean, this is a very uncharacteristic Trigger 8th, but
Wow,
I think just
Cairo
dodging out on it, but I mean, I feel like it's just so ambitious to go for that in the first place, right?
Yeah.
The wave function collapse is good for baiting dashes. Often, actually, a lot of these Pen Ishtvans use it mostly for that, but it's just so unsegmented. The fight is just so disjointed, and I feel like Actor had to assess that, oh wait, actually, we're going to see an engagement coming out while I'm yapping, as we do see Kamzy taking a lot of damage from Lifer and Miana cutting it out, but Starby is going to get caught by the explosive bola. Does not go down, however, and that's going to mean that I'm pretty sure it should be a pretty cleanup for the likes of Counterspell, because so many cooldowns were committed to trying to kill Starby. Very clutch on her to survive through that initial engage.
Glorp Nation looks like they're going to be winning out in the other rift. Zelius only has 2 seconds of timer left. He can't move. He just slowed over and over again. So Wokes and Homie will gladly take that win out in the rift for Glorp Nation 2 here. Yeah, picking up that Mithril. I guess this is going to be a Mithril armband going over to
so
Homie.
potent.
Yes, it will be. Yeah, definitely a very strong slot. If you've looked at crit arms, if your character doesn't need attack speed, this is the go-to. It's the one with the highest amount of attack power. Swift Strides really helps
And defense,
melees.
right?
Yeah, and it's the only one that sports defense. That is correct. All the other ones that you would want to go for, like Dice, Radar, no defense at all. So definitely the premier choice for crit melees is Myth Armband here. So no surprise to see that picked up. But now posturing with Flying Lobsters. They're looking to be a little more defensive here. I believe Glorp Nation has all their cooldowns available. Woke's playing a side angle. Maybe they're looking to triangulate on the Inepathy here. Woke's blinking forward. He actually looks at Yodat.
Yodat just got absolutely one-shot by the
just got taken down immediately. Yeah, and that's exactly what Glorp Nation wants to do too, right? They want to lock down a target, a priority target, and just delete them before they're allowed to get any value. And yeah, they accomplished just that. Inepathy I thought it would be an Inepathy being the target, and so did he. He monkey wired out immediately, and they were like, oh, word? Okay, you're not able to contribute to the fight because you're too far away? We'll take your Theodore instead.
Yeah, and it's interesting to see Wokes on. Well, it's so funny when you look up at the lineup of Yan, Lee Dailin, and Emma, and it's the Emma who's the primary initiator, but in a competition like this, she is. And we're going to see, using that the repulsor missiles rather to give chase, and I think Lifer will be going down to that ghost light, especially when Sequirtle is going to use that longbow electric shift auto to get a very long range auto attack up. Going to use that change over the wall is Starby to make sure that nobody else takes a casualty for the lineup of Counterspell.
Now, Epsilon 11, gotta watch out. Courier taking a lot of poke here. Raven Brigier finding that damage all in well. Red Flake not able to land a root, so with that, they're not going to be able to continue this chase any further. The trap's blocking that corridor, but they're still looking. Perhaps, maybe thinking they're going to go over towards this VLS. It's already mostly prepared. Courier looking to sidestep the route as well. Does manage to do so. So, Epsilon 11 getting themselves away from Sky's the Limit. Looks like they're going to head towards Research Center. But, yeah, we can check out this replay here. Liper gets hit by this Spirit Arrow, and the chase is just on, right? They know they have a health advantage, and they're not afraid to press it.
Yeah, and I do like the willingness to press the advantage, because I think the only weakness of triple range sometimes is you can't secure your kills, but if you're willing to immediately assess that you're winning a fight, you can put yourself in position to actually chase the kills.
Oh my goodness, triple Spirit Arrow slow is going to be the engagement that 6789 desperately needs here, finding that kill onto Yodat. Yeah, the Spirit Arrow is a very potent slow, and that AoE, and when it hits someone, it does an AoE slow around the target. So if you're all clumped up like that, it becomes a very solid engage. Really well done by 6789 here, as we saw Glorp Nation over here winning a fight against Catsmirk. Hyperloop comes through on top of Counterspell. Failage can use the White Lily, but there's no rest for the wicked as he sees the pings of Sky's the Limit up in archery range. So Fail Asian looking to get a little bit comfortable, but Miyane doing a little investigation, doesn't walk any more forward to see this Alonso, who managed to sneak around into Forest. But fortunately for Catsmirk, I mean, I don't think this Alonso's, I believe the timer situation, 4 seconds, wasn't able to go send the revive in school without head popping himself. And plus, they're still short some credits anyways, right? If you look at the bottom, they still need a handful more because of how the revive order is going to be. He's going to have to revive one of his teammates, and his credits won't be able to be used for his teammates' revive. So they're still even, 14 credits short? So even when he gets this revive
you are
here...
good at math. I am definitely not running those numbers in my head that quickly. Wow. I'm actually impressed. I know it's probably not even that big.
It's not even that crazy. But
addition subtraction, but I mean, I'm a social work major for a reason. That's all I'm saying. But
hey, I work in construction, man. It's not much better.
I gotta take any excuse I can get for how terrible my math is. But we are going to see a sniper skill being committed to the ballistic advantage from Yodat, but you're just looking at the itemization on Flying Lobsters. It looks very, very, very unfortunate because we are seeing only the Holy Orders online for the Theodore going into day 4. That is disastrous tempo.
Yeah, it's and tempo can be a ripple effect in both directions, right? When you start winning, you really start winning, but when you start losing, you also really start losing. So yeah, this is just a byproduct of how their early game went. But engagement sent immediately. Epsilon 11 looking to take this fight here. But I have PTSD gets jumped immediately. Courier also going down rather quickly. So with that, the fight is really over before it even began. Kamzy getting spotted. Flying Lobsters, they're looking for kills right now. And they're going to be able to find their one here. The Wolf Assault used. Sparing no cooldown to make sure they get their one, and they do just that. Epsilon 11 going out for 7th place here as the fighting continues over in Forest. Flying Lobster's actually in a good spot to maybe third party this. That's going to scout it out. Sparknade connects on the Fail Asian, but no root comes through as they set their sights towards Counterspell, but not able to find an engagement on them. Counterspell staying disciplined in their positioning, not overstepping to leave themselves at any sort of risk.
I'm just surprised how many teams are willing to commit to fights, because you at least know one other team's in the zone with you. But we're going to see Kyra shoot with that Hellfire. It's going to get so much poke off. Wisu caught between a rock and a hard place as we do see the damage coming out from Raven Bergier's core line, but there was no shackles to send to lock Wisu down, so Wisu is actually going to be able to make it out.
And now in Hotel, Flying Lobsters, I mean, if I'm them, I'm running to this Rift as soon as I take this Raven. I'm like, oh man, we gotta go. Oh, Rift is down. Uh-oh. Counterspell looking to be on the chase here. White Lily is available. Starby not going to opt for it. Perhaps a bit too risky for her tastes, as Flying Lobsters managed to get out, but they're not out of the woods yet. They still have Catsmirk around the corner, but for now, they're going to be able to farm out archery range on their lonesome. Looking at itemization here, wow. 6, 7, 8, 9 looking much better on items than they were last game, as the rest of the teams, Miyane with Chaser online. Wow, Raven Bergier, 2 blood items online between Opera Mask and Pixie Boots as well. So a couple blood items coming through, but now fighting beginning over an archery range. Asian with a pretty good ultimate on the backside to take out Yodat. In Empathy trying to get the 1 kill they can, but it's not going to be enough. Cat Smirk is just going to run over the Flying Lobsters.
And we do see with that Wicca line that, I mean, the likes of 6, 7, 8, 9 are just going to completely press, like, I mean, the neutral is just unplayable, I think, for Counterspell, right? Even with the core line addition, you're still outranged, and now there's also the Wicca line dot ticking on you. It's just a good and very advised disengagement and a VLS over into the likes of Fire Station. Do see the point coming out from Fail Asian. So much burst onto Red Flake, and now Speaks. Do you have the ability to kite this out? Nice little shackles of sin coming out from Raven Bergier, and very fortuitous Lumi positioning. But the boom didn't come out yet for Red Flake. Will be in time to get that res off. But I mean, in the run back with the cooldowns committed from the likes of Cat Smirk, I think Sky's the Limit has a much better opportunity.
Yeah, but we'll see if they try to press that opportunity. Currently, right now, they're just looking to play slow. Cat Smirk going to continue farming up as 6, 7, 8, 9 is in the area. They're looking to try and flush the map here. They know nobody's in school, so they're naturally just going to head to gas station, take the CCTV systematically. Is another fight potentially here between these two teams running it back. Raven Bergier gets split from the pack, but does manage to get his 1 on Resty on the backside. So now down to a 2-on-2. Camper getting a lot of damage in that tight corridor. Zoning out Sky's the Limit, but oh no, you're 6, 7, 8, 9 on the third party. Sky's the Limit gets taken out, and it's unfortunate for Cat Smirk too, as they've already lost one of their members. So with just the 2 of them, Phil Asian looking to just buy Camper some space and get him out. And it looks like he will be able to survive for now. We'll see if 6, 7, 8, 9 tries to hunt him down. Looks like they're going to turn around, head towards Alley, where they may meet with Counter.
Yeah, I was going to say, Lumi should be over in Forest right now, because we did see it stop in Alley, right? So I don't know if Camper on duty is going to be able to make it over. Is going to elect for a teleport. I assume it's a pond. No,
Forest,
actually going to try to cast it in Forest, and is going to be able to.
This is a rough spawn.
It is not the best spawn, though. Oh, and the blink was not into the registration range. I think still, I mean, maybe you actually have to commit the ultimate. Yeah, I was going to say you might have to commit the blast energy field. With the safety drone, we'll be able to make it back at least.
He had odds, too. It was a 1 in 4 chance, because for those of you who don't know how hyperloops work, you will always hyperloop on where a loot distribution is. So he got the 1 loot distribution that can't reach Lumi. That is so unfortunate.
Do you think if he blast energy fielded for the movement
I think he might have made it if he ulted to get to Lumi,
I think maybe the ult in a flat, or a blink rather, to the Lumi might have been the difference. But that's just, that's such a hard decision to make in that split second, right?
Yeah. It was very close, I will say that. He was maybe
very, very close.
Pixels away of that. Unfortunate. And the Cat Smirk will not be in the lobby, as he had been taken down at some. I'm not sure who got the kill. I think we went to flick to the replay when that happened. Or maybe he just hyperlooped in and died immediately. We didn't even catch it. But we are down to our final 3 teams. Glorp Nation having a much more solid performance this lobby. Wokes.
Wait.
Did I just caster curse them? What was that, man? Glorp Nation's doing great, and then we just see Wokes run it down. Like what? Oh no, man!
I mean, Chokes is looking like he is in prime form right now, but
bro, I shouldn't have said anything, man. That was on me.
Wait, where did the stasis go? I'm just so confused. Like
he's on blink. He's doing blink engages. For
he's blink. He's on.
Yes. He's been doing blink
brother. Engages. What possessed him there? I don't. Wait, they got the Lumi res though.
Okay, it's all good. So yeah, Glorp Nation's having a great game. Oh no, don't let it happen again. Okay, Wisu with the engagement by you, able to. It happened again. Like I need to start saying like Glorp Nation's having a horrible game or something like that.
To Wisu's defense, at least the engage like got countered instead of just like
yes,
just blinking into.
Right, yeah.
I mean, I guess he also blinked into.
Wokes just got deleted.
It's just that's how that goes. IU was using the,
He's gonna use it for vision, right?
Vision ray,
yeah.
The Coraline VLS animation is really cool, by the way.
I like it. She just sits on the mirror. She's just chilling.
Whoa! Bang! Oh,
No
got
joke,
mine!
it's his
Got
one.
mine! Got mine!
Wow. That's worth it, for sure.
I mean, yeah, you can imagine the columns right now.
You're not gonna get higher placement, right?
Absolutely, no, you definitely go for that play. But
Yeah, 100%.
Homie's like, where'd you guys get yours? Where's yours?
When you get worse, because I got mine.
That's what I'm saying.
Looking at the items again, it's gonna be 6, 7, 8, 9 versus Counterspell once more, with Sicilla banned this time around, so both teams being a little different than last time. But what's also different is the itemization. This time around, 6, 7, 8, 9 has the itemization advantage. 2 blood weapons online in Failnaught and Hellfire. Yeah, very scary stuff for 6, 7, 8, 9. Counterspell, I believe it was Miyane that didn't have their boots still on straitjackets, so that's also going to be a bit of a stat deficit coming into this. But Counterspell does, once again, have control over the Chronosphere currently, so the onus to approach is still on 6, 7, 8, 9. You can see IU slowly inching forward, trying to use his neutral... Oh my goodness, Rockets, hold the phone!
Oh, the Spirit Arrow! Oh, wait, from downtown! Wait, these guys are nuts! The Sniper Squad just absolutely running over the likes of Wait, that was actually sick. Wait, every single person.
That was gas.
That was one of the heatest ways to secure a kill I've seen in a long time.
No mustard, just straight gas. Oh my god, that was crazy. And yeah, you're totally right. It was the sums of its parts, as it's been all day with these guys. All of them looking absolutely on point today. That was sick.
Wait, no. Wait, that's a montage play right there. That's a montage play. I'm gonna give it up. Squirtle, starting off with the Flash of Condemnation coming out from IU. Then you saw the Rockets coming out from Cairo Shoot. Then, locked in. Squirtle's like, I want to be a part of this too. Throws out the Spirit Arrow. Hits 2 and is going to be winning that fight. I'm so excited to see that replay. That was so sick coming out. And I mean, I knew this was going to be an all-star lineup, honestly, when I was seeing that EU was going to be joining the likes of Cairo Shoot, Mage Power, and Squirtle, but they are showing up so prominently today.
Yeah, and IU, it's funny because he's been on a lot of different team rosters, and I don't know about you, but it just looks like he keeps getting better and better and better with each passing season. This guy is, I don't know, he looks like he's at the top of his game right now.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, there's actually a big throwback. I don't know if IU will even remember this, but there was like one time I played with the Celine a couple years back, and I was like, wait, this guy is like the best player I've ever seen ever. Like, I was at the time, I think he was only really talking to a verse, and I just DM'd him like, you are insane, man. Like, you need to keep playing this game.
Yeah, he was really only talking to a verse and like the other Lost Arc Heads. That's the game they were playing with Boba Boy and some other people that came over from back then. But yeah, I want to check out this replay because
I mean, it's too cool, man. It's too cool. This is so sick, dude.
Like, I despise triple range. I'm a melee meat.
We're both.
That was awesome, man. That was just cool. Like, everybody played a part in this, and it was just sheer like accuracy. Honestly, like Miyane gets. Oh my goodness, just 2 rockets do that much of
the Spirit Arrow, and then the follow
off the top. Oh my goodness, just absolute masterclass coming out from 6, 7, 8, 9.
And Miyane, like, this is the kind of fight where you just gotta give it up. Like, everybody just landed their skill shots. There was no like cheese or anything. It was just great mechanical prowess coming out. And then, I mean, to be fair, like Starby and Liper, it's such a hard hurdle to climb when your teammate died to full HP bars. There was no trades.
Yeah.
It was just really great skill shots landing. And now, it looks awful if you're the receiving end of it, but it looks so sick if you're the spectator or the player on it. And super sick coming out from 6, 7, 8, 9. They are absolutely dominating the lobby. Counterspell looking pretty good for themselves, but it was kind of a quiet game, but they were already in second place again. If they just keep repeating these consistent performances, they could easily snipe that second place just by, playing clean, playing smooth.
Yeah. So, question for you, Kaz. If you're Counterspell, what kind of adjustments are you looking to make to try and combat 6, 7, 8, 9 here? Because we've had 2 final zone fights back to back, and 6789 has looked pretty dominant in both fights. What kind of adjustments would you think you'd try to make?
I mean, I think Starby needs to be on Ava, right, to have a
Yeah.
little more range. I think that Emma does not cut it in the neutral game against triple range versus triple range comp. And the problem is there's not a great snap engage target either, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you have, I mean, okay, it's a little easier to snap engage on the Rio, right, because you don't have the off limits. But we'll go over that in a second because we do have the scores and we're going to send you off to break. But we do have, I mean, to the surprise of absolutely nobody, 6789 in first place with 53.5 points. Catsmirk, even though they went out pretty early, they actually had a very dominant game in terms of the kill score, with securing themselves second place with 29 points. Glorp Nation 2 with 23 points. Counterspell with 20.5 points. Trigger, even though they went out really early, still in fifth place with 10 points. Flying Lobsters in sixth with 9.5 points. Epsilon 11 in seventh with 8 points, and Sky's the Limit in eighth with -1 point. It is looking very top heavy in this lobby, and 6789 look like they might just run away with it, but we'll see if anybody can answer them when we get back from break.
Where should we go first? Huh? It's my first time at a festival, so my heart is racing so fast. I was waiting for you. Let's go catch some fish together. This is for you. I'm shaking. I wonder what I'll get. I'm so lucky today. I wouldn't be surprised if a cat hops out of the box. A festival is better on a full stomach. If you keep acting like that, even the goldfish you've caught might slip away. Do I look different to you? Do you like it?
Knock, knock. Your personal hell has arrived. Chaos, destruction, and, what was it again? Only two choices here. Die or kill. You better watch your step. As you can see, we have a lot of eyes watching you. The real thrill comes right before pulling the trigger. Let's test your worth. Ready to pull the trigger? Whoa, calm down there, pal. You can't beat someone who's actually having fun. A life you didn't earn. Now we're taking it back. Nothing more beautiful than a muzzle flash. Knowing this time either, huh? Shame. Yeah, the next wielder should be that one right there.
Okay. Let's clean up before the customers arrive. Today's master is you! This should keep me out of trouble, right? Is there a drawing you'd like to see? Should I draw a squirrel for you?
Hope you were able to, grab a snack, grab a drink after that break, but we are back with some more action. How you doing, Meek?
Doing good. I can't wait to see how the rest of these games go. It's, I think first place might be a runaway. I think we can all agree on that. But it is top two make it to grand finals, so it'll be very exciting to see who's fighting for that second place spot because all the points are pretty much on one team. Second place is very contentious with multiple teams going to be able to take it. In fact, I think pretty much anybody could take second place from second to pretty much all the way down to eighth. 2 games is more than enough time to rack up enough points to slide all the way up the scoreboard, especially with how low the point scores are for pretty much everybody else. And it is also
Line sub, Mage Power subbing in for the likes of 6789. And yeah, I mean, we could see a completely different comp identity. I think we are. This is an interesting take with not necessarily a double bruiser, but a bruiser plus, battle mage Lenny. I think Lenny can be played in a bunch of different comps, rather. Sorry for that. But we do see Sky's the Limit going back to the introduction comp with the Justina, Johan, and the Jenny. I think this is much more up their alley. I think Ravenbergs here are a lot more comfortable on the Justina.
Yeah, I mean, Kairo's been playing a lot of Byung as well. And I used it here. I mean, that's a staple classic. That's his OG, right? So, well, Celine's really his OG, but the new wave IU was as a here main. So no surprise to see that. But I'm not very big on Lenny with like a skill shot oriented DPS because she does have a displacement that could mess things up. So hopefully Mage Power and IU are very well coordinated. But with how well they've been playing today, would be no surprise to see them playing very efficiently, even with the potential anti-synergy if they don't piece it well together.
Yeah, for sure. But Trigger deciding to run it back on the Art of Drop. Lumi, what do you got for us, though? Treat. Okay.
Treat.
No caster affiliation, but yeah, I'm surprised to see Trigger bust this out. I guess they really didn't like the Darko comp they were playing. I do get a little bit of insight because I do talk to Actor a lot. I don't think they've really been practicing a lot of comps because they haven't been able to scrim too much. So I think they're just going with some things they have established, like, history with, right? That's why you see the Darko coming out. I think this is why you're seeing the Art of Drop come out, because this is a comp they've played many times before.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Triggers looked a little bit weak today, I must say. Normally they're pretty consistent, but I don't know. Something seems strange today. I think I have an idea of what for one of their teammates. Won't get into that, but yeah, hopefully these next 2 games can go well for them because Art of Drop is very capable of racking up a ton of points. And it's very good in a lot of this triple range nonsense we've been seeing in this lobby as well. So, that is out of Chakrams, actually. He's not going to be able to do anything until he gets some back. Yeah, he does manage to get some. Blinking forward, trying to find another angle. Kamzy with the fancy feet here, but With the tornado, yeah, chakrams become more available, and that will be the kill found by Yo That. Meanwhile, down in the barge, Cat Smirk finding some kills for themselves as well. Looks like an Epithy's on the run here from Actor and J-Tank. Nimrod's Gate comes out. Blinks forward with the box as well, the stun connecting. And with that, Actor and J-Tank able to find that kill all in well.
Yeah, I'll come to the defense of Yo That. As a mage player, when somebody has no damage to return and they just, all they do is AFK click,
It's hard.
They're untouchable, man.
Yeah.
They don't, because they have nothing to lose but to just waste your time, right? So they're just gonna make their movement as unpredictable and sporadic as possible because they don't have to worry about returning damage. But we are seeing Liper giving some chase and counter shoot.
Okay, Cairo. Okay.
It's ambitious from Liper to say the least. But Courier going on in. Wow, the Bola from downtown connecting on Liper. But the free at last should be able to pick up IF PTSD, but they're doing a pretty good job of returning damage to Starbeat. Now Miane is going to give chase to Kamzy. Starbeat changing on in, and now Dylan with the cleanup crew of Trigger is going to be able to pick up at least... I don't know how to constructively say that, but that was one of the Nimrod's gates of all time.
Yeah, but Courier just sat there biding his time and now was looking for an angle here. Respawn's coming through as well inside of Epsilon. But I think Dylan's fine. Yeah, he is finding that kill on IFPTSD on the other side. On the revive, Catsmirk also getting sent on a break during all of this. Kamzy using the Nimrod's Gate to get out. J-Tang might look for something. I'm sure he sees pings. Weiss is actually here. What the heck? Where'd this guy come from? Finds the kill onto Kamzy. J-Tang doing a little investigation. Does find Weiss. Actor on the cutoff here uses the spear skill. They'll knock him back. So Trigger winning out on this fight on the top side of the map. Objective rotations will be shown in just a second here. So looking at the map, looks like we have a meteorite and warehouse. And wow, that's a lot of bodies in the barge. I can't see the other meteorite. I'm assuming it's probably under one of these character portraits. Probably up in gas if I were to guess, because there's a lot of people here. Yes, it is up in gas station here.
We are going to see Courier be able to dodge out on anything coming out from the likes of Sky's the Limit, but I don't think ETSU will be as fortunate, as we do see them getting put on a respawn timer. If you're going to die now, because otherwise you're going to be able... Starby going for a little bit of an outplay, though. Gonna take out Wisu. I mean, that was very clean coming out from Starby, and I think with the Bunny Morph should be able to beat out Homie. Nice little change. She cut it out. Kind of putting the fancy feet on Glorp Nation right now. I mean, Homie needs to call in the Wokes Cavalry stat because they're getting put on an absolute t-shirt by Starby. Starby using the doves. Now we do see the change on in. Bunny Morph coming out on Starby. Now, oh my goodness, she is gapping them 1v3.
Wokes will finally take down Starby after what was a very drawn-out fight. Oh, Oh, no. Oh, that's rough. Yeah, we need to put the R to drop away. Like, we went 8th twice on this, and I'm not a very results-based analysis person, but
absolutely
clearly this isn't working today.
I mean, like, it does not look like a rehearsed Trigger, and
yes.
You know, we've seen that, you know, practice is pretty important, and it is showing today. I think Trigger not showing up in the form that they are very expected to be showing up in as one of our best teams in the region.
Yeah, I mean, these guys have been around for a long time. They've won ERCSs in the past. You know, these players that are on the roster, they've been playing together for quite a while now. They've got good synergy individually. They're all very strong players as well. It's just something's not clicking today. And I'm not really sure what. That'll be something they'll have to assess themselves as they look back on this and figure out what's going on.
I mean, I'm going to be honest, they could just get bailed out by the disconnect from Sky's the Limit and the -5 Epsilon 11. But even then, yeah. I mean, these teams could rack up the points and make up that point differential. So, and if you make it out on technicality, it's not a great look, and it's not very confidence building. But we do see Raven Bergier throwing out the Barrage and Annihilation. It's a great acceptance speech on the back end of that. Astral Burst gonna pick up Courier, and now I have PTSD. Might go down to like Raven Bergier. We do see that Astral Burst was committed, so no safety net available, but the checkmate is committed, and now we will see Speaks take them down with those enhanced auto attack.
So, sky's the limit. Doing a good job at racking up points here. I mean, they're playing from quite behind here. So, yeah, they really need a big game, and this could be the game they're looking for if they can keep this up and keep finding their way to kills. Looks like 6, 7, 8, 9, hitting this Lumi, maybe able to rotate it towards a Rift here. They may even drop it early and just go to the Rift. We'll see what they decide to do. No, they're actually... Is there an Alpha in Doc? Is that what I'm seeing? Is that you just soloing that?
So
yes, he is.
One thing I wanna look at, and I know Cairo Shoot typically does not go the like very meta builds on the character, but I am questioning the Helix when you have a Lenny. I feel like there's got to be better arm slots or like force core efficiency, but really prioritizing that pulverization on the B Young himself. Gonna go for that plasma dash plus the it's not the winner take all. What's the B Young W? Do you know off the top of your head? I know Let's Have a Blast and winner takes all. But the shield
bug me.
Yeah, it bugs me when I don't have it because I've been reading up. Back when I started, I did not have the ball knowledge of ability names that I do now. But yeah, B-Hyung being one of the newer characters does make it harder for me to
pay the price.
It's actually a cool one. I like that one.
The price.
But we are going to see Wisu taking a lot of damage from Courier. Gonna go down, I think, to the pulsar missiles, actually. But Speaks and Raven Bergier are going to pick up Courier on the back end of that. And now it's just the likes of Camzy for Epsilon 11 getting found out by Homie and maybe getting triangulated upon. This could be a wipe. Wokes going for the blink and get. There it is. Yep. I mean, that's why we take blink on them. There it is.
Yeah, that's why we take blink on them.
Yeah.
So that, I mean, if you do take a seat for a second and think about it, right? Homie's
ankles are just.
That was tough. We's trying to make a hero play off the tail end of it and
get the cam off them. Get the cam off them. I mean, Glorp Nation cannot recover from this if we see them any further.
Yeah.
Just avert the eyes, cut the tape, delete the VOD, whatever is necessary. As we can see the L attack onto Starby, and with the tornado follow up, it is just an absolute immediate one shot. Guys, it's just looking for not the zoom, but it's going from bad to worse for everybody right now. As we do see Liper getting chased, gonna be able to sidestep. That is gonna be able to land that tornado, and that might just be enough to
running out of chakrams.
I mean, running out of chakrams.
Wide.
It almost looked like it was gonna be it, but with that ultimate on cooldown.
Oh, we cannot be replay. How long does this go for?
Oh god.
Do we get everything in one replay? Like, it doesn't get dodging the expulsion shot, but then goes wide, blinks in, gets pushed back over it. Oh man.
But like, can you blame Homie because with the way Roach played last game? I would think he was an enemy too.
and we have a replay on the. Oh my God. The bonk in the wall. Oh man, I myself have bonked my head in the wall many times.
Wait, we're replaying it again?
We cannot be replaying this again, man. Like, that's out of here. Wait, there's a Tetragon down. These things happen, but what's good is neither team lost any members, so we didn't miss anything too important here. But looks like Zelius is going to go down here as Inepathy's on the run, keeping the Flying Lobsters in the lobby. Casimir could be able to win out on that fight nice and easily here. It's only day 3. Why did I think Wickline was spawning? Like, where's my head at, man? But Glorp Nation looking to take the fight against Sky's the Limit. Look at Wokes. He's looking for his blinking gauge on the side here. Raven Bergier looking to run the ones. Polymorph comes through. Burst combo. Astral Burst forced out. Raven Bergier on the run. Double knockup from Weiss on the backside. Homie looking to finish off Raven Bergier. Expulsion shot will land. Meanwhile, on the other side of the fight, looks like Wokes will be the last one standing over there. Raven managing to keep Sky's the Limit in the lobby. His boost dashes are quite good at keeping distance. Homie, Spirited Kicks aren't up for a bit. I don't think Striking Tiger is available either. I might be wrong. It might be coming back up very shortly, and that's why Homie's keeping this chase up. looking at the Hyperloop. Might send a blind striking Tiger if you got it. No, it's not up. Oh, no.
That was the only way that Homie could defend his aura after what Raven Birch did before. Was just the raw, just blind striking Tiger off of vibes.
Cairo gonna get the revives here. I mean, we missed out on whatever happened to 6, 7, 8, 9 here, but they're showing some signs of weakness this lobby. Partially due to the bans, I would imagine. You know, Coraline being banned forces IU over to Zahir, which completely changes the dynamic of the composition they want to run. Perhaps less familiarity with the composition they're running currently as well. And yeah, it's definitely showing.
Yeah, I'm going to drop a hot take real quick if we have the opportunity. I actually don't think Byung is that good in comp anymore. After
Okay.
The
would you like to share why?
I just think a lot of the things she does is quite linear. And even though the winner takes all into bat skill is quite potent, as we're going to see it go on to camper on duty, I don't think she has the sticking power actually anymore, because you actually saw it right there, right? The let's have a blast is often used defensively rather than aggressively because the animation takes so long to get on top of a target. It's very easy to kite out the Byung now, even if you do have the Lenny to make up the difference. There's, I think, better bruiser slots in this.
Yeah, if you wanted to pair something with Lenny, you would want something that isn't Byung currently with the current patch we're on. Yeah, that makes sense. I can see that for sure, and I agree with you. Yeah, she's very kiteable, and that's something that's really hard to circumvent. It's her primary weakness, and even having an enabler like Lenny on your team can still leave her feeling rather shortcoming.
Yeah, and I think when she was strong, it was also because she was allowed to build so many tank items and still do so much damage. Now she's actually a lot frailer.
Now you
too.
have to make the choice. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to build a lot more AP, which means she's a lot more frail, and you actually really do need to pair her with the support rather now. And I just think there's better bruisers to pair with the support.
No, that's totally fair. Yeah, I mean, it sounds logical to me, for sure. But Wickline spawning in just a minute here. Going to be over in Fire Station where 6789 is currently residing, so that'll be nice to be able to pick that up. Uncontested Zelius looking for Miyane. Miyane forced to blink as the Al attack threat was upon them. And with that, this neutral played out for now. No team making any sort of big commitment. Flying Lobsters backing up towards CCTVs, looking to take control over Vision. And looking to set their sights towards what seems to be Factory here, which is going to be opening up momentarily. Glorp Nation hovering over the jump pad. Maybe they'll try to go to the Rift. Maybe they'll look at a late contestation on Wickline, get pawn CCTVs as Wickline spawns, knowing that teams will be not there. Miyane going to get pointed at. Look at the burst damage onto Zelius, though. Gets blown up in a polymorph. Even tanks aren't safe from being blown up in crowd control by the team of Counterspell.
I think this is... Oh, wow, and we actually do see Katsmark has just been dominating the matchup against 6789 this game. And I think one of the things was EO was never able to get that blood weapon online, and Fail Asian sitting on that Nosferatu. I mean, one of the things about Elena is...
This has been the Elena build for, like,
it's
forever.
So long. But the thing about Elena is she has a lot of weaknesses. I don't think she is the strongest tank, but the thing she is absolutely the best in slot at is just being able to solo out somebody. And once you get that Nosferatu online, she is kind of an assassin in her own right. She is able to burst squishy targets so reliably, and now we will see the contest over this Wiccaline, but nice pulling going over, and we do see Phil Asian just using that quick cut in and making a lot of space. The change does pull on in the rest of Fail Asian and Restia, but that is really just to give that disengagement. Wiccaline plus the VF Blood gonna go over to the lineup of Katzberg. Unless
they managed to find it.
Yeah. Okay.
Managed to find a kill too. Woke's gonna be able to get the revive in hospital. These pings are gonna be seen. But it looks like Glorp Nation is gonna be able to stay safe as Counterspell was quite far by the time they got the revive off. But yeah, no, for sure, I agree with you on Elena. I mean, I myself I'm an Elena connoisseur. Dare I say, I was one of the pioneers of Elena way back in the day. She's been reworked since, so everything pioneered is completely irrelevant now. But yeah, she is as a tank. She's very weird because she's a dive tank who has backloaded crowd control and damage, which is very... Oh, hold on. I'll have to hold that thought as Liper is looking quite caught out here. And Empathy trying to finish this off. One more auto will do it. Yes, finds the one.
But they got the trade out. Know that. And Scarby should be able to, honestly, probably trade out this kill against Liper because you have the access to the Bunny Morph. It's going to be hard to dodge out the Bunny Morph with the Gun Vault when you're against an Emma, right? Because she can easily walk out of that range. Oh my goodness, Miane is on a baseball.
Oh man, and that Raven is pecking Miane too, so that's a lot of extra damage from our Zelius, pulling a little bit of a, as we call it, the Druidic ritual.
Oh my
and
goodness.
The 1v1s is still happening between Starby and Empathy. I think Empathy's still on the run here, trying to get regrouped with their Alonzo. The blood was not yet.
Yeah, because Miane early swapped to the weapon, right? And you're seeing it in their inventory rather that there was. I mean, all right, this Alonso's about to one-tap somebody. You're gonna see happen. I mean, it's frailty Alonso with a blood weapon. Anything is possible now in the 2v3.
Yeah, but like I was saying about Elena before, yeah, she's very backloaded in everything she does, which is very horrible with ranged characters on your team. But with people who like to try and follow up on that, it's very, very potent. But another fight now breaking out. Speaks, chases out in Empathy. Zelius trying to do it up on some Alonzo here, but it's not going to come to any fruition here. Sky's the limit, finding that kill easily. In Empathy now taking a VLS over to Fire Station where Casimir currently is.
This is bold.
They're going to land right on.
Really bold.
And good night to the Flying Lobsters as Casimir will take that kill. What the heck is happening? Another one. I guess. Like, what the heck? Wait, Starby? Living? Wick Bleed? Oh, and a Blitz will do it.
Welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. Can I take your order? Like, what's
home of the Good Burger?
Wait, I'm so surprised both teams made the shot call to go for the police station Lumi instead of just waiting for it to leave. Because it's very likely that the Wick team is there.
Yeah, I mean, Catsmirk's all for it for them. I mean, hey, things are looking up Millhouse.
Yeah, I mean, they are racking up the points, and they are our second place team. And if they solidify this lead,
Raven
Bergier could clutch up against this fight against Wokes, but Wokes, if the change is available, will be. Oh wait, actually, Risu's alive, so it doesn't matter.
Oh!
I mean, got mine.
And then, oh, no, I can't say that. I think you know what I might have just said there too, but I'm definitely not allowed to say that. Yeah, Glorp Nation, well done. We were able to clean that up.
And now we do see but now we do.
You don't know?
We do see Catsmirk versus Glorp Nation, and honestly, this is a pretty pivotal fight because you want to deny Catsmirk any extra points if you're Glorp Nation, if you want to make it directly into the grand finals, right? They're already in the lead, and they are running away with this lobby, rather. So those extra 6 points that you can deny can definitely make it a little more comfortable going into that last game, because it's still going to be very contentious. I think, actually, Catsmirk might have even... Wait. I'm wondering if these teams have caught up to... 6, 7, 8, 9, actually. It might be more contentious than I thought initially.
Yeah, it's very... Yeah, this might have put some pressure on 6, 7, 8, 9 for the fourth lobby, actually. Despite them being up, what was it, like 29.5 points to like 53 range? Yeah, this is a big comeback. Catsmirk actually does have a shot for first, but... For 6, 7, 8, 9, the real risk is falling into third, not second, right? Because it's top 2 make it to grands. So they would need 2 teams to have a big pop-off. But Glorp Nation is having a big game as well, so it could be... We'll see. We'll see how the scores look once we get back.
But, I mean, it's definitely going to be a very interesting matchup. You know, everybody was talking about triple range slot, but I think this is the exact opposite. We got 2 dive comps, and then, you know... One range character apiece, but I think I think I mean, with the Emma being able to have such an easy target to Camper, it's going to be on Camper playing very safe. Or only getting caught out by Restia, because Restia is finding the engagement. And I mean, what is the positioning from Glorp? Where is the rest of the team?
They're in the Chronosphere. I'm actually shocked Homie used Striking Tiger aggressively and lived in a situation where he's caught. That is crazy.
I mean, they got the space, I guess.
Yeah, but I mean, Homie split. They know these guys are his two. Homie doesn't have ult. Homie doesn't have blink. There's a lot of a deficit here. Phil Asian looking for the freeze on the Wokes. It's not going to come through, though. But now setting their sights over to Weiss. Good parry from Restia. Homie rejoins the fight here and gets taken out rather swiftly. Wokes, but does still manage to get over the wall with the change afterwards, putting pressure onto Camper. Camper kiting it out so well. Finds the one off the sidestep. Really well done by Camper, and the team should be able to clean this up no problem. For the side of Catsmirk. Freeze does connect Quake as well. So with that, Weiss should be taken down real soon here. Living on borrowed time here, trying to do what he can, but Restia will be able to finish that off. Catsmirk, 29.5 points. Oh my goodness. I think that's about how much points they had total from before.
Yeah, no, absolutely dominant game. And I'm not going to lie. When I'm looking at this lineup, I'm not thinking that they are going to be due for a banger.
They're first now.
Yeah, they are. No, what I mean is when I look at this lineup of characters, because
yeah, no,
I do not think outside of the Katya, I do not think these are very potent competitive picks.
That's definitely, yeah. The characters, when you look at them too, you're like, these don't really piece well together. I mean, Katya's a mismatch with Shulin and Elena. It's just, it looks very strange.
But I mean, they made it work. Theodore bans, but they ended up actually scoring their best possible game so far, or best game so far, not best possible game, because we don't know what lies in wait for them, but very well played by the lineup. And I'm wondering, are we, I mean, I don't like doing spoiler math, but are we going to see actually second and first place maybe being contentious now because of that banger coming out?
I mean, Glorp Nation also had a big game, and I think they were sitting in fourth at like 20-ish points. So they got, 19? So they're sitting on like 40, like close to 40 points around there. If I'm thinking, I don't know exactly. But yeah, we'll get into the replay. We'll be able to see the scores after. But yeah, Homie gets caught out here. And even though they don't get the kill on Homie, they still burn a lot of Homie's resources, right? Dylan as a character, I mean, you're playing tank Dylan. What is it, tank? No, I think it was actually more crit.
It is crit Dylan coming out from
But even still, regardless of your tank or crit, these resources are super important on finding that in. And as crit, you're the primary damage source. You don't have that lockdown potential of Striking Tiger. You don't have that safety net of the extra mobility that you would have for finding your way in or out. Because you've used Blink and Striking Tiger, so you're just left with Spirited Kicks. And Spirited Kicks, while it is mobility, it's more in-combat mobility. It's not gap closing mobility, right? Because you want to try and weave auto attacks to utilize your passive in between each Spirited Kick. So yeah, really well done by Catsmirk. And I mean, they know that Homie is vulnerable in the fight, so once the fight does break out and it's a 3-on-3, they make sure to take out this Dylan immediately.
The other thing I want to say is Camper does a great job. I'm actually gonna be the Camper on duty hype man, because I think this guy is
He's good.
Underrated.
He's really good.
Look how long he lives, even though all the aggro is on him. I mean, this is phenomenal usage of off limits. We'll see it a little later in the fight, right? We're gonna see this initial engage, but then Wisu and Wokes end up giving chase after Homie goes down, and they're not able to trade out on a kill for so long. Look how many resources are committed. Also,
it dodges one knockup.
Wait, I don't know if you saw that Wokes blink, by the way, but
and the dodges do not, like, Camper sidesteps these knockups back to back. Yeah, this one. Yeah, I pointed that out mid-fight. I was like, oh no. But he does get over the wall of the change afterwards. But even in Poly, Camper finds the sidestep on the knockup from Weiss. And check this. At the very end, dodges again and gets one more auto attack out on the Wokes to finish that kill off as well. Just so mechanically clean from Camper. He's such a patient player, but when push comes to shove, this guy has mechanics that keep up with the best of them as well.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with the mechanical display coming out from Camper, and I'm just really impressed with the lineup of Katzmark in general
Yeah.
because they are playing really well. And despite the domination that 6, 7, 8, 9 had been showing, they're showing up just as much, and we're about to see how much they showed up with the scores.
Yeah, we can check out the ever so exciting scores. Catsmirk on top by half a point. Oh, it's so close between the two of them for first and second here. 6, 7, 8, 9 is only a half a point behind them with 58 points. Glorp Nation 2 caught up quite considerably, but still has quite an uphill battle to go to catch either of these top two teams. From there, another point drop off for Counterspell, who's currently sitting in fourth with 31 points. Flying Lobsters in fifth with 18 points. Sixth place is Sky's the Limit with 14.5. Trigger in seventh with 13.5 points. And Epsilon 11 in eighth with 10 points. Things are very close on the bottom side. It's bottom two get eliminated from the tournament today. Trigger and Epsilon 11 currently in the hot seat here. Sky's the Limit with only a 1 point buffer against Trigger as well is not what we want to see. Even Flying Lobsters, they're not very far ahead of the seventh place Doom spot.
Honestly, if you're Trigger, though, you're falling behind a team that didn't get to play a game and ate a penalty. So
Hey, man, like, we don't got to do them like that.
instilling a lot of confidence. Hey, I mean,
No.
like,
Hey, it's facts are facts, though, right? For sure.
We are going to take a second real quick, but we're looking at a pretty contentious second place, even, right? 43.5 points. It's not insurmountable. I mean, 7 points is not anything that you have to, like, 7 points is not like that much of a differential.
Yeah.
And you could definitely make that up.
Yeah.
But, no, it's 58. So it's a lot more points than that.
Yeah, it's much more. It's much more than 7 points. It's closer.
Wait, I don't know why I was thinking it was 50. It's 43.5 to 58, right?
It's 58 to 43.5. Yes.
43.5. Yeah. So still have a lot of leeway to break into, but I mean, it's not insurmountable. Yeah, there's a lot more than 7. I was thinking it was 50 for some reason.
It's like double of 7. It's like 14.5. If my math's correct here.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, I mean, it's not insurmountable specifically for Glorp Nation. Yeah, for some reason I was thinking it was 50, but we're 58. Yeah, it's really only Glorp Nation. So now you're gonna see instead of a competition for second place, it's gonna be a competition for who's going sixth and who's gonna go like bow out right now, right? Who's gonna be able to make it to the last chance qualifiers? Yeah, and Meek, give me your guesstimates. Do we think that one of these bottom teams could shoot up the rankings and really shut out? Because I mean, 18 to 10 is not a big differential at all, right? 5th to 8th is very competitive, so we're going to see a pretty risky game for all these teams on the bottom half. What do you think? What adjustments would you make if you were in this situation?
I mean, you have 4 teams you're contending against realistically, right? If you're one of these 4 bottom teams, you don't need a banger game. You don't need to take some sort of high risk in this situation. You just need a consistent game, and you need to take fights against those 4 teams. You don't want to play against these top half teams. Not only are they playing better than you on the day as showcased throughout the past 3 games, but you don't gain as much by winning or losing against those teams other than points. If you're able to wipe out a team that you're contending against, that's going to raise your odds significantly. So if I was one of these 4 teams, I would try to establish a good tempo advantage against one of the other 4 teams and take a fight against them to try and eliminate them. So that way you can cut off how many points they're gaining and accelerate how many points you're gaining. It's going to be all about trying to make sure one of those teams fall out of the tournament rather than accelerating yourself higher up.
Yeah, and we're jumping into lobby now. I'm nervous for a bunch of these teams, right? Because the other thing, and I mentioned this a little bit earlier in the morning on the ERM broadcast, but when you are in these situations where you have to make something happen, you increase the variance, right? Because as you have to make more plays, misplays are more likely. That is just how the nature of like battle royales or any kind of competitive game works, right? The more onus is on you to make something happen, the more accidents can happen, right? And also then add on to that the potential stress, right, of being behind and having to make a comeback.
Yeah, it's I mean, stressful for everyone across the board here. Even at the top side, I mean, Castmark at 6, 7, 8, 9, they're probably safe, but Glorp Nation still could make that comeback. And to Glorp Nation's benefit here is that the top 2 teams are pretty much neck and neck at points at 58 and 58.5. So if either one of them can go out early and Glorp Nation can have another big game, it's very possible that Glorp Nation could slide into the top 2 here. Fortunately for them, like I said, there's 2 teams that are at the top, so double the odds essentially of trying to get into the top 2 rather than fighting for one spot. They're fighting for either one of them.
Yeah, and when you're in a situation like this, I think one of the biggest things is how seasoned are you, right? Are you in these situations before? And you look at a team like Trigger, they've been in every myriad of situation in their competitive history, so they have the mentals to do it. But this is, again, like, and I don't usually like focusing on this because I like highlighting, but this is uncharacteristic because these players are just so good. So I'm wondering, Lumi, I'm wondering what Lumi has first. Another treat. Very, very floral today.
Yeah, I mean, I'm missing Mr. Foursquare, man. Where is that guy?
Handsome devil. But we are going to see.
I actually got to see him last weekend, Saturday. I got to meet up with Mr. Foursquare himself.
Yeah, you were telling me about that, and I'm a little jealous myself. I mean, getting to meet just one of the best to ever do it on multiple games.
That guy's a rock star, man.
That guy's also just a multi-game talent, right? Good at card games, good at MOBAs.
He's such a nice guy, too.
And a fantastic caster, not to mention.
Truing.
What I wanted to get back to the point, Trigger has not found themselves in this situation too often, so I am a little worried for the mental. Usually I do say, like, if you have a lot of rehearsed practice and tourney experience, you should be a lot more consistent in these clutch situations. Also, EU switching over to the Lenny instead of Mage Power.
Conversely,
so now it's going to be the double bruiser. Oh, what's up?
Conversely, against Triggers here, as someone who has seen them play quite a lot, we've seen them falter to their mental. We all remember that finals. You guys know the one I'm talking about, the one where J-Tang was playing Adriana, and the thing happened in Forest. And they crumbled from that point onward. We've seen Trigger fall apart. And I think part of that is when you're at the top, you only have one direction to go, and that's down. And people have expectations, and you're trying to live up to those expectations. It can be very difficult. It adds a lot of unnecessary pressure to the side of Trigger. So while on one hand, yes, they do have the experience they can fall back on the other hand, they have higher expectations set out for themselves, and that can add a lot of pressure to their game.
Yeah, and honestly, I wanted to shout this out. Hey, it's a good transition. The other team I think that might have a little bit of pressure on them is Counterspell, right? Being the only South American representative still in the tournament means that you want to do your region some justice, right? And so...
Yeah, especially with how good they did last season.
Absolutely, they did fantastic. They could have won the tournament. They were at checkpoint relatively early. So, you want to do your region some justice, and that does add pressure. And, some of these teams that I think might be playing a little more loose are showing up, right? I think 6, 7, 8, 9, they're just having a good time. It looks like it. And same with Catsmirk. I don't think they had a great debut season, but I don't think they're playing with the same constraints of expectation that some of these other teams may be playing with. And I mean, Camper on Duty is criminally slept on, and maybe that's what he's taking advantage of that, right? Like, nobody is, painting them as one of the threats in this lobby, but they're absolutely dominating, and we're going to see another incredibly dominating fight when coming out from the likes of Catsmirk. They might not be on everybody's radar as one of the teams to beat before this lobby, but coming into the grand finals, which they very likely might be joining, they should have a pretty big target on their head.
I love gassing up Camper because when I think way back in the day, right, back when Camper was playing on CatGPT with Fuichu, we were all just like all about Fuichu. Fuichu was an absolute superstar on that roster, and it just looked like he was just sitting there just carrying all the time. But now, like, when you think back on it now, it's like, wow, that really just wasn't true. Like, Camper and Dion were both performing on that team as well.
Yeah, that's a great shot. Although it is hard when you have a player like Fuichu.
He's so good. Like,
Yeah.
it's so hard to not look at him like that guy is 1v3ing sometimes. It's just like, oh wow, just Fuichu moment, I guess. Like, yeah.
It's hard to shine as prominently, especially when sometimes
When there's such
you...
a bright light on your team already. Yeah.
Also, the other thing about Camper is Camper's very consistent.
Yes.
I actually don't see a lot of flash coming out from Camper. It's just everything he does is very textbook in a great way. But that means that when you're on a roster, you don't always shine. But we do see actor that is paid trying to maybe get a trade out after J10 goes down. Triple range versus triple range, and Trigger is on a composition that they have piloted so many times with that Priya, Cicella, and Rio. And we do see Camper already down on the floor, and now it's Cairo Shoot versus, or Cairo Shoot and the likes of Fail Agent versus the likes, or wait, yeah, Cairo Shoot and EU versus the lineup of Fail Agent and Restia. Wow, that was so hard for me because all these names are stacking on top of each other in the Burger Brawl, but we are going to see a break going on over. But
wait,
no
what's
objective.
Going on in Alley? Alley looked weird on the map. I don't know.
Okay.
I think I saw Yodat running at the meteorite while two other teams were fighting. I don't know, but we're gonna look at Factory for now. I love watching Fiora for this exact reason. I don't want to say it like that, but like it's very Fiora's got to be the most highlight reel character on both sides of the spectrum. Like
I get it. Like I started playing her. And like I actually had to DM like an apology to Fuichu. Like I was like, this is the hardest skill shot I've ever tried to hit.
Oh man. Yeah. Fiora is always so fun to watch because
so much fun to watch.
And it's on both sides too because like when she's popping off, it looks so good. Like when you're sitting there watching who's the Korean Fiora, JCP I think his name is. Oh sure, there's always a new one all the time, right? So but back when I was watching, I think it was JCP playing Fiora. And he just looks so clean on it all the time. It's like, oh my god, this guy's an absolute beast.
Beast or family character for sure, though.
Yes,
if you don't land your skill shots, you are worthless.
When you're on this character, she looks so good. She does so much damage, demands so much attention. Yodat in a bit of trouble here, does get taken down, and Epathy's just gonna run away, preserve their team's life here. Realizing this fight might go on a little self Zelius, so does get his one. So Flying Lobster's able to rack up a point in this scuffle Glorp Nation. As Glorp Nation takes over Hospital, looking to get their call-ins off before this objective rotation. Trigger is in the area. They're going to see pings on the call-ins. Trigger looking to rotate immediately here and stop these call-ins. Perhaps maybe even steal someone's Force Core box. The box is down. Trigger is here to maybe make something happen. Woke's getting aggressive onto Dylan on the backside. Electrical Shift kites it out wonderfully. Weeds trying to get the box. J-Tang on the HUD. The grab goes wide.
J-Tang, are you going to be able to make
over to the white
Drew J-Tang. I think J-Tang thought he went up after he blinked. Did they not have vision of the brush? No camera in the brush? I think he broke vision for just a second and then skirted on out. Production is doing no justice to any of these players. But a little bit of a...
But think of this. It's kind of best case scenario for both teams because Weiss does get his box, he does get out, but Trigger, they manage to find kills, which they're desperately in need of, and they maintain their tempo because they're going to be able to secure this Alpha and Factory as well. So both teams, despite it being a very difficult situation, both teams will be able to walk away without any too big of a loss on either side.
And yeah, we are going to see Kamzy quite low. Starby and Miane going to push the advantage just a little bit. Great play with us to land on I Have PTSD. We're going to see the Inner Blitz come out and the Free at Last, denying those. I mean, these are great cooldowns just to use to deny the rest, right? Deny that ability to get that HP back up. The plant was available, but we're seeing Kamzy already getting that shield broken. Great throw skill from Miane to give some safety to Viper, and it should be Counterspell taking the zone.
Yeah, very well done by Counterspell. Maintaining good tempo thus far in the lobby. Meanwhile, in the other rift, 6, 7, 8, 9 was able to win out over there. We'll see where Cairo Shoot opts to go with this Hyperloop here. Looks like they're going to take over Fire Station for the time being. They have a box dropping. CCTV's taking. Yeah, things are looking good for 6, 7, 8, 9. Trigger finding a kill on Miane down in Factory as well. Looking to perhaps go to an objective. What's near them on the map? It doesn't look like much. yeah, it looks like Stream Tree is really the only thing they can go towards.
As we do see Restia, a nice little dimension strike to try to dodge out on the flip, but you're gonna go down. This is the ideal time to go down, right? You don't want to. You don't want to prolong your death. Especially if you're gonna die. And in that situation, you're gonna die. Just eat the death as soon as possible, so you don't risk them. You know, maybe at like 30 seconds, just waiting for the day transition, and then you end up taking.
And people do that. Yeah, oh, they do that indeed. Speaks being forced to use everything to get out, and a bit of danger here. As meanwhile, in archery range, be able to pick up that meteorite all in well for Epsilon 11. Yeah, everything's pretty calm for the time being. Teams just farming hunt rotations that have respawned. Cemetery, all the hunts available, so Sky's the Limit will be hanging out here for quite a while as they clear this out. Lots of 4s on rotation here. And, yeah, things are calm on the island. Maybe we can get a gear check real quick, see how teams are faring with their tempo. Yeah, Sky's the Limit. I mean, they have the big items on Speak's purchase already, so despite it not looking good, they do have things online. J-Tang with 3 items as well as Dylan. Yeah, I mean, most teams are in actually a relative game state to each other. Maybe a few items here and there, up or down on each side. 6, 7, 8, 9, though, looking quite itemized themselves.
Animalistic and Guardian Suit onto Mage Power. That is a very potent Marcus, as we do see the engage coming out for Camper on duty. And Catsmirk with this, I mean, this Theodore, Abigail, Alonzo comp have been so good in this mid game that we saw it in game 2, right? Where they were just racking up so many kills because you just have so much burst damage after that go button with that blast energy field, right? You have the burst damage from the Abigail, you have the burst damage from the Frailty Alonzo. You're just so good at picking up random kills here and there, and that's all they really need. They're already in the lead. They just need to add any kind of cushion, so should anything disastrous happen, they have enough of a point surplus that are just gonna make their way to grand finals regardless.
Yeah, that's exactly what Catsmirk and 6, 7, 8, 9 need to do right now. They just need to rack up. They don't need to win the lobby. They just need to rack up enough points. Just have a nice, easy, consistent game. Nothing too risky. And they should be able to slide through in grand finals. It's going to be on Glorfmation 2 to find one of these two teams, eliminate them, and play from there and try to rack up as many points as they can. They're the ones that are in the position where they need a high-risk game to get that high reward. White Lily used by Zelius, but he's going to get kited out here, not able to land an L attack on anybody. So with that, Flying Lobsters are going to have to... Oh, Viper getting bursted almost by Yodat. Yodat forced to blink away, kiting back away from Starvey. Both teams going to disengage. Meanwhile, at the Omega fight, breaking out Camper dangerously low as Mage Power looking to finish off the kill here. Camper's on borrowed time, man. Lived for so long. Now down to a 2-on-2 as Cairo and Camper both go on the ground. Fail Agent sending the revive. Points at Mage Power. A lot of damage from Fail Agent and Restia here. Even a Marcus, as strong as Mage Power is right now, still has to respect the threat of these characters. The revive comes through. Mage Power is going to get taken out here. IU looking to turn back around with Cairo here. Perhaps they'll send the revive on the kiosk. No, they're actually going to go over to Research Center and try to get the revive over there. Homie is in the area. Oh no, he's on a... Okay, he dropped vision. He sees them on approach. They see the fresh ward, and they're as two. They might actually be afraid to approach this. Yeah, they are. So they're actually not going to step up towards Homie here, who's actually a solo, due to seeing a fresh ward on the ground. So well done by Glorp Nation, able to keep themselves afoot here.
Homie, frequenter of the art of war, you know?
Yes.
1 week appears.
Sun Tzu's disciple.
Strongest disciple, yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, Flying Lobsters are actually very split up here, and it's going to hurt them here, and Epathy's going to get caught out. Phil Asian has the cutoff. It's going to let Camper run the ones, I guess. And, yeah, they're going to find a pick here to the side of Catsmirk, who are currently the kill leaders of the lobby, sitting at 10.5 points, having another strong showing.
And we do see the neutral... actually, no neutral engagement, and a great pull on Ravenbird. I'm surprised there was not even an attempt at contesting that purple box. Maybe, though, like the Sky's the Limit, we're aware that there was a third team waiting in the wings.
Yeah. And you can see how much caution all of these teams are exercising. Any of these bottom teams go out, they know that if they go 8th place in this lobby, they are not going to make it out of this tournament. So yeah, every team is playing super cautiously. Even Trigger, who's pretty well off with items, they know the risk that is at play for any fight they take right now. They're just looking for consistent tempo, placement points, anything right now. Knowing full well, I mean, hey, that even with them having a little bit more points than their competitors, Homie caught out here, gets wall stunned, down he goes really quickly. Weiss gets hit by the spring trap as well. They should be able to pick him up as well. The taunt connects. Weiss with a roundhouse kick, able to just establish some distance.
Oh, flying lobsters. Terminating. And Glorp Nation, I mean, I'm pretty sure Wisu is just going to try to buy time for Wokes to get control of one of the rifts.
Yeah.
And then just eat the death and then immediately boom and try to... But Wisu should be going away from the rift. Like, he should be pulling the team away. So then Wokes can more safely
Wokes has, yeah, I see what you mean. But it looks like 6, 7, 8, 9 is going to prioritize Wickline, staying objective-oriented instead of kill-oriented here. So, Glorp Nation will be able to get the revives all and well. Trigger getting a red box down in Warehouse. The fight will be over this red box over in Hotel.
And Fail Asian's going to go for that engagement, but does get Bunny Morphs. Nice dodge out of the Al attack with that stasis, but look at Liper. Liper is so caught out. Restia is going to give chase. We do see Fail Asian going down, and now maybe the cavalry can arrive. Do we have an off limit to get over that wall?
Ooh.
We'll be able to get over that wall, and now a nice play with us is going to pull out on Camper on duty. We see the free at last coming out, and I mean, this is just really well played by the likes of Counterspell. Good separation, but Homie spawning on into Hotel might be able to finesse a... Wait,
Wait,
where's the diamond on the map?
Okay.
Wait, am I imagining things? Did I not just see a diamond? Wait, that was so
There's
weird.
the dial-in. I don't know what happened to your eyes there.
Wait, were you looking at the map? I swear the diamond wasn't on the map.
I was not looking at the map.
Okay, well, anyways, was able to secure the spoils of war that Counterspell so hardly fought for, and it will be, I assume, a Queen of... No, Bikini actually going over to Wokes. That makes sense, because... Wait, no, it is the Queen of Hearts. No, it was the passive shield. Okay. But I was going to say a Bikini makes sense with how he's playing for the team, but needs the CDR somewhere, has the persona. If you went down to the Bikini, you'd be sitting on like 15% CDR.
Yeah. And Convergence is a nice passive to open things up, to allow Wokes to really just hit everything he needs to hit. That slow, very potent. Speaks, getting aggressive on the Wokes, but Weiss on her... Oh my goodness, the third party from Epsilon. This is exactly what they need, picking up all the kills. And they really need Sky's the Limit wiped out here. If you're an Epsilon fan, this is exactly what you want to be seeing on your screens right now. Another third party from Trigger as well, picking up some kills. Oh, this is huge for both of these teams. Epsilon 11 and Trigger, the true victors of all of what just transpired.
I get it from Sky's the Limit. You know, you feel pressure to make a play because you want to clean up the lobby just a little bit. And you do know... The thing is... You kind of know what teams are playing what at this point, right?
Yes.
So, do you really want to commit all these resources and risk a third party to a team that you know is very far in the lead? Sometimes, you know, it's hard to, like, play the format in the moment, but I feel like that was just maybe not the target they should be committing all they're all into. And we
do not bowl this.
I do not think you... I mean, I guess he gets out, but...
No, but
there's not a lot. That is not a lot. This yawn is not long for the world. We'll just leave it at that. As we do see.
Courier tried to use explosive bullet to stop that, but yeah, Weiss is gonna get taken out here by. Looks like Counterspell should be able to find this. Oh, not the quick spin.
I mean, he's just gotta say. He's just gotta accept
timer. Yeah, is what it is. But yeah, Courier tried to people need to start realizing that roots don't stop anything. Roots do two things. They stop you from moving with right click, and they stop you from moving with abilities. And that's it. That's all a root does. So if you're channeling something like a VLS, a revive, anything, roots don't stop it.
Guys like me are stuck in the past, okay? Like, you know, back in the day, Bernice was an absolute terrorist on the Hyperloop, just with the traps permanently canceling. I actually don't know what season that change came in.
The roots? I'm not sure, because roots have always interacted very strangely with
Hyperloops.
With Hyperloops and channels and stuff like that. So I'm not sure when that was changed. It was a long time ago. I can
It was
tell
a
you
long
that.
time ago. Yeah.
It was an early access change. That much I can confirm for you.
It
So
might
it's
have been
at
because of
least-
Bernice, actually.
Yeah, I think it's been over 2 years that change was, probably 3 years. But Mage Power looking for an engagement. Starby a little bit split here. Stasis forced, but the taunt actually goes wide. But the back
Nice
still does
smoke
not.
skill, but not going to be enough. And now we do see or rather the Let's Have a Blast being used to try to keep Cairo alive, and Cairo will survive throughout the fight. And now, I mean, there's just not enough gas in the tank, I think, for Liper. I mean, they're trying their best to tie it down.
Really
They're doing
good
great work, but
that
Spring Trap landing is going to be cataclysmic, as we do see the winner takes all into full swing rather. Going to be able to take out Liper, and Miane is going to have to run away bleeding. Honestly, it's not like for Counterspell, they can kind of just like, wipe the sweat off their brow, because they were always just kind of just playing to get some good practice in, because I don't think they were ever going to be realistically snipe the lead that the likes of 6, 7, 8, 9 and Cat Smirk had, rather, but they are just, getting a little more practice in the lobby, right? Because they were pretty comfortable in their middle standing in the lobby, but now we're seeing some of these teams that are fighting for the tournament life, with Epsilon 11 and Trigger still in the lobby. We're going to see who ends up showing up. I have PTSD, Kamzy, and Courier. I don't know if they love their matchups since any of the teams left alive, except for obviously Miane being the solo seller, rather.
Yeah, and Miane staying alive is denying Epsilon and Trigger placement points, technically, as it stands. So, we'll have to see how long Miane can last. But we will see Trigger fighting out with Epsilon 11 over in Hotel, so this will be a very big fight. As both of these teams, as you can see in the scoreboard, currently sitting in 7th and 8th. So, definitely a very important fight. May even be a fight that decides which of these two teams even make it out here. So,
absolutely, you're right.
Yeah. Miane on the wraparound. We'll see if Epsilon is able to swat out
Miane might play
yeah.
a super spoiler, but is going to be able to give at least a point over to... Oh, wait, actually, is the point going to go over? It is going to go over to the likes of Epsilon 11, but it does start the fight. Kamzy going on the engage, and now we do see Dylan kiting out. I have PTSD going a little bit wide on the skill shots and was not able to finish off Dylan without committing all the resources, and Kamzy is very low on the back end of this fight. After that is Fate, and J-Tank should be able to clean up that fight. To play with us will be able to secure that, and that will be Trigger clutching up like they always do.
Yeah.
Against Epsilon 11.
Backs against the wall. I mean, they've been here many a times, but they managed to persevere today and make it. They'll definitely be making it out off of this game, but we'll see what the other teams are, because I think Epsilon is in 8th. It's going to be uphill. So, but enough of that. As 6, 7, 8, 9 currently has Chronosphere control. IU scouting with vision, looking for a spring trap, but not going to be able to do anything just yet. Going to back up towards 6, 7, 8, 9. I mean, Trigger has a lot of vision they need to check through here, and they're slowly going to have to make their way forward. In fact, they may even just stay over here where they do have vision and wait for the Chronosphere to move, because it's very likely that this Chronosphere moves downward towards them. Setting out the recon drones, they see that Mage Power is a little split from the pack, so perhaps worried that Mage Power might wrap around on them. They do have some vision behind them. Mage Power looking to regroup with his team for the time being. Cairo giving himself a shield so he can step up, take out some vision for his team, but Trigger quick to set it right back up.
And Mage Power already on half HP. Cairo should go look for the engage, but a nice little electric shift on that winner takes all. And we do see the Echoes of the Earth. Nice little play with us to force out the Let's Have a Blast. But now I think Trigger are going to go full gas and try to commit to this fight.
Man.
We do see a beautiful knockback coming out from the Fleeting Soul, from the likes of Dylan. And I mean, this was a pristine fight coming out from Trigger, playing it super disciplined, not getting caught by any of the crucial cooldowns, and then able to also punish Kairoshu on the extension. And Trigger, I mean, this is why they are champions. When their backs are against the wall, they are able to activate that like 5th gear,
Yeah.
and go on the back burner and be able to win it out in that last game.
Yeah, I mean, just wonderful stuff all around. They really performed in that last lobby on a composition that looks much more like Trigger. This is the comp they're known for. This Priya, Cicella, Rio, this is Trigger. Wholeheartedly, 100%. This is their we need to win a game composition. This is their checkpoint composition. This is what they do, right? So yeah, love to see them really bust that out in the final hour, realizing, hey, you know what, Art of Drop's not getting it done today. Let's go back to our roots here. Fall back on comfort, because when you're on comfort, pressure is so much easier when you're playing something comfortable.
Absolutely. And I mean, Actor just scales with the amount of credits he spends on J-Tang and Dylan. It just is what it is. You know, he puts out the best performances when he's on the least items.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. But really well done. I mean, that fleeting soul from Dylan there too. He's always so good with that ability. We've seen him put up highlight reels with this move at this point. So yeah, no surprise to see him being able to just peel for himself. We can check it out in the replay once again. And yeah, I really like this from Trigger, not overstepping. I really like what they're playing with vision as well. They're dropping defensive vision behind them, because they do drop a scout drone and see Mage Power on the bottom side and think, hey, you know what? Maybe he might try to flank us. So let's not overstep too much. Let's just kind of hold this position right here. And yeah, these are hard choke points for the side of 6, 7, 8, 9 to push through, right? They have to deal with this Priya in these choke points, and that's a very difficult thing to do.
Yeah, and we're gonna see a nice pull initially. And yeah, the neutral starts out really good, and I mean, Dylan just dodges every ability, using the sword to dodge out on the spring trap, and then you're gonna see Kairoshi trying to force an engage and take so much damage on the back end for it. You see that play with us to pull back into the Echoes of Earth and force out that Let's Have a Blast. And now there's not as much damage reduction available, right? And now he takes so much damage, and Kairoshi again commits it. But the buffer on the Fleeting Soul, like you mentioned, once that taunt goes off, means that Dylan remains untouched and full HP by the end of the fight. It's pretty insane.
And because the crowd control that hits him is taunt, he's still maximizing DPS at the same time. So yeah, it's totally chill.
Yeah, it's super clean, and you love to see it. I mean, we were drawing question marks on if Trigger has the mental fortitude to remain locked in when they are backs against the wall. But if they didn't, they wouldn't be champions. And they are multiple time champions. So very well played by Trigger. We'll be seeing them in the last chance qualifiers, clutching it up. And I'm very excited to see these standings, because, I mean, there's a lot of question marks on actually who's going to be joining us in the last chance qualifiers. Now, there's some guaranteed answers on who's joining us in grand finals. Yeah. But there's a lot of question marks on that bottom 4 of these standings. And Meek production getting us with the scores.
Looks like it's going to be Cat Smirk and 6, 7, 8, 9 taking it. Glorp Nation 2 not having enough gas in the tank to really show up in that last lobby and make things happen. But they will still make it into our last chance qualifiers alongside Counterspell, Trigger, and Epsilon 11. Epsilon 11 was previous round, they were in 8th. Trigger was in 7th. So Flying Lobsters, who was in 5th, and Sky's the Limit, who were in 6th, dropped down to 7th and 8th. Unfortunately, are going to be eliminated. Flying Lobsters just 4.5 points away from Epsilon 11. Such a close finish at the bottom side of the bracket.
Yeah, and 07, but again, thank you guys so much for playing, and we will see you all again. And congratulations to the teams that were making it through qualifiers. And that's the thing, right? I think sometimes people forget that even if you don't make it to grand finals, even if you don't make it to the last chance qualifiers, you have to fight to be here. You have to fight the ladder. Semis. Yeah. You have to fight to be here in semis, right? And so celebrate the accomplishments as they come. They're all steps to success. Some days it's going to be your day to win, and some days it's not going to be. Mm-hmm. Here's the reality of sports, is there's only one winner at the end of the day. In this lobby, there was 2, but there's 6 people who aren't winning, you know? So you got to celebrate being here and celebrate making it in the first place. Speaking of making it in the first place, we got to celebrate the Omega group, or block rather, that will be joining us tomorrow at the same time, 4 p.m. EST. Make sure to stay tuned. It should be a pretty spicy lobby. And Meek, do you have anything else you want to send our lovely viewers off with?
Yeah, I mean, thank you for coming to watch. As always, I appreciate it so much. Again, thank you to production as well. They always put up such a great events for us to be able to have. Always a pleasure to be able to do this alongside you, Kaz, and Lucy, and everybody else I get to cast with. I even got to cast with Super once. It was so fun. But yes, everybody, have yourselves a wonderful night. And yeah, as Kaz said, we will see you tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. Bye-bye!
そういゆく街青黒道ために花を灯すよ火をつけてない花火にさよならはまだいらないじゃん知らないふりして踊ろう夜を派手に響け終わらないフェスタこの歌よ完成よ月に届け夜を切れ駆け出せ飛ばせ雲の向こうにラッタッタいざ待望の快感夢に描け錦色の花びら散る前に叫べ手元に欲した足にはリズム閉じてるハートを叩いてあげるわがままに歩く爽快なステップ歩くララタタ騒ぎ始める街小道に沿ってみんなで歩こう光がこむために花が見えるよまだ見せてない悩みに自分騙さず吐き出して全部忘れて踊ろう夜を派手に響け終わらないフェスタこの歌よ完成よ月に届け夜を切れ駆け出せ飛ばせ雲の向こうにラッタッタいざ待望の快感夢に描け錦色の花びら散る前に叫べまだ本気じゃないわ君